Good morning, connoisseurs of fine common cardboard. Welcome to the stream. We are live. And this morning, we have an excellent pod. We've got Nate Diggity in position one on his innovative build of Lagrella the Magpie. This is a deck we haven't seen a whole lot of yet, and interested to see what happens here in Bant. We have Matt on Abdel and Agent of the Iron Throne. His Westworld build, position 2. We have Puzzlebox playing Sidraxis Spectre in position 3. Is as a mid-range combo. Is that right? Yep. And we've got Gator in position 4 on Amber and Cloakwood Hermit. You may proceed. Good game. Okay, we see Nate leading off on Elvish Visionary here, and Gator off on a Voldar and Epicure. The relevance of this Elvish Visionary is going to be that Lagrella is going to be able to rapidly churn through their deck with cards like this. We've got a Burglar Rat to take the card that Elvish Visionary just gave them. We have Fleshbag Marauder going into the graveyard, Archaeomancer going into the graveyard, and we have Burning Tree Emissary going into the graveyard. Interesting that they Gator discarded BTE. They must not have had a good play to come off the back of it. Generally speaking, this is a really powerful opener for aggro decks, which Gator is definitely an aggro deck here. We have Puzzle leaning into a Blood Fountain, which is a great value piece. Oh my god. Gator is just a magnet to this card. Hey, Jin Shooting Star, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you here. Yeah, opening up on Impact Tremors is amazing on turn 2. It's just, there really isn't a better play for this deck. It's going to be a very powerful opener. Yeah, combo being Puzzle communicating that their deck is only partially a combo deck. This is true. It is, really has control elements. It does have the Peregrine Drake Ghostly Flicker combo in it, but ultimately it's a value deck. But yeah, this opening from Gator is very threatening. This should give people pause. We have an Arcane Signet coming out for Nate, just developing their board. We have some just general board development here. Matt coming out with an Arkham's Astrolabe. This is a powerful flicker target for Abdel because it's going to be Not so much fixing the mana this game. It may do a little bit of that, but it'll be mostly just a thing that's going to draw cards when they come in. We have a Relic of Progenitus coming down from Puzzle. Not really sure what this is going to be containing. It may be containing some of Nate's combos, although I don't believe that those actually use the graveyard. So this may not be as valuable as this game. Playing out a Rakdos Guildgate. So it looks like Puzzle is probably using Basilisk Gate. Basilisk Gate is, let's see, Basilisk. Yeah. Basilisk Gate is a known 60 card pauper win condition. Wow. Okay, we have a Llanowar Elf into Infernal Plunge. This is a fast start. My gosh. Okay. Well, we know what Llanowar Elf is. We're going to do Infernal Plunge because it can't find it. So we've got Infernal Plunge here. It's a ritual. So Gator is hyper focused on getting this this Amber out just like immediately, as soon as possible. Swinging at 2 different players here. This is going to give Gator a trigger to discard their hand and draw 2 cards. So Gator's deck is optimized to play cards for value out of the graveyard. Oh, chose not to trigger. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Big mana development here from Nate. Really ahead on mana compared to the rest of the board. We see Puzzle really doesn't have a board right now and is suffering for that. He's at 23 life. He's taken quite a few hits. This is something we're starting to see more and more of in cPDH, which is that when you don't have a board, people start to just take cheap shots at you, especially these decks that with the new backgrounds that want you to be swinging at certain players. Those ones are going to ask you to swing at the highest life total player, but Amber decks are going to always swing at the player that is going to not block. So that's something to keep in mind. When people don't plan on blocking anyways, those cheap shots start to add up over time and can be a real problem. If you're in chat, let me know if the audio is coming through nice and clear. Thanks for coming and glad to have you here. We have Lagrella. This is going to exile basically a card, a creature from each player. Yep. So in this case, they're using... Hey, Seb the Gray. Welcome to chat. Glad to have you in here. I saw that you just subscribed recently. Thank you very much for your support and for following the content. Glad the audio sounds good. Perfect. Damn, Brazil Gold just ate the counterspell. Yeah. Okay, so Lagrella has basically taken Amber until she leaves. However, of course, Gator could just... Interesting. I wonder if Gator sent it to exile there, like under Lagrella, instead of the command zone. Maybe they've got removal. But regardless, this is going to allow Lagrella to flicker and make their board big, but also draw cards. The Lagrella combo is very new. Nate is a pioneer in this regard, and I will say that I'm not super familiar with it just yet. We have Matt coming in and claiming the Monarch, which is a fantastic choice on this board. There's nothing that can trample over it. There's no evasion, 2 blockers. Can basically like trade off the Burglar Rat if they want to for the Voldaren Epicure. Puzzle still has no board to pressure with, although I suspect this turn they will play out their Sidraxis Spectre because the Spectre is now avoided the Lagrella. So we have Cliffgate. We have a second gate in play as well as a second artifact, which means that if Puzzle is playing Cranial Plating, he now has 2 of his win conditions being enabled. Cranial Plating is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If Puzzle does have a Cranial Plating, he could start delivering hits next turn for 9, which is pretty insane. So yeah, what we're seeing here is Matt hasn't really been interacted with much, which is good. Interesting that Nate decided not to exile the Burglar Rat. I guess that they felt that the burglar rat would be fine if it was flickered. The discard would actually aid Nate in a lot of ways. One of the problems with these mass discard spells when you've got a combo player is a lot of times it'll take the resources from the players who can pressure or control the combo player. We have Gator deploying Stirring Bard. Okay, well, initiatives entered the chat, and it is here to stay. We have Monarch and Initiative now. This is going to trigger Impact Tremors. The Impact Tremors is really going to start to hurt Puzzlebox. I don't know that Puzzlebox has any life gain in the deck. I think we can go and take a look actually here. So this is, we'll go to cPDH.guide. Y'all can kind of come along with me here if you want. So we can take a look at the cPDH deck database and look at his list. There's cPDH.guide. And we're going to go and look for, Spectre. It's Your Grixis Nightmare is the name of the deck. So we can take a look and see, is there an Unexpected Fangs? How do they gain life? So they have cranial plating, and they do have the, oh, there's no bat. Oh, so this is this must be an older build. Interesting, because there's no life gain here. Okay, transmuting Muddle the Mixture for Suture Priest. This is almost certainly a combo piece in this deck, and it's also a stacks piece. So for those of you that don't know, a lot of the win conditions in cPDH involve a creature entering and leaving the battlefield over and over again. So if it's your own combo, then you're going to gain infinite life if Suture Priest isn't killed. But for other people, it says they lose 1 life if they have a creature come into play. So this is going to do a couple of things. Suture Priest is going to hurt Puzzle, means that their combo can't go off until that thing dies. But the incidental draining is going to hurt Puzzle if they don't have a good source of life gain. There could be a Gary in the deck. Yeah, combo is very fair in cPDH. And so cards like Suture Priest are basically a stacks effect. They're going to make it impossible to combo off until the Suture Priest leaves. The Suture Priest is also going to make it hard for Matt to do any sort of combo. Matt does have combos in their deck as well. This is the Westworld build. We can take a look at this one here. I want to say this is maybe the first. Yeah, this is the first Abdel Adrian list that was entered onto the cPDH deck database. We have a Commander Sphere coming into play. And then, yeah, here's the Marquee Command Zone combo card. I'm going to take a look at the primer really quick for Westworld. Y'all can come and take a look at it with me here. This is the link I just dropped in chat. There is the primer link to Matt Edwards' really innovative Westworld build. We have a Heap Gate. Man, this Basilisk Gate is going to go hard. And actually, the Heap Gate's also able to build treasures. So perhaps Puzzle is playing towards a cranial plating and a cranial plating kill. But yeah, the combo line in Westworld is going to be Oblivion Ring and Biblioplex Assistant. Oblivion Ring, Journey to Nowhere, Faceless Butcher. So basically, the Suture Priest does suppress that, and the Biblioplex Assistant also is suppressed by that. So this Suture Priest is definitely going to draw some hate at some point because it simply needs to go for the combo players to work. But in the meantime, it's also going to suppress Puzzlebox's ability to develop their board. That is a Clout of the Dominus. Holy smokes, that's a Clout of the Dominus on Sidraxis Spectre. This is huge. The trouble is that I don't think that Puzzlebox wants any of this attention from the Monarch or the Initiative. Very dangerous to claim it right now, being that he's at the lowest life total. He might have Gary in the deck. Yeah, that's the thing. Matt's saying he can gain the Monarch back whenever he wants. Interesting question is like, do you take the Initiative or do you take the Monarch? Depends on whether he has lands in hand. Depends on what he thinks other people want. This Sidraxis Spectre is kind of huge though. It's a 5/4. Cranial plating ever comes into play, it's a one hit. Yep. Okay. So there's going to be a for Sidraxis Spectre, it's going to discard a card from Matt's hand, grabbing the Monarch. Interesting. This sort of suggests that Puzzle either believes that Matt is the biggest target or believes that he wants cards instead of specifically a land. Although it's worth noting that if they go and get the initiative, the second tick of the initiative would put them into the Forge, which would make this a 7 power Spectre, which puts it up to a 3-turn kill. So you got a bottom off of the Wishing Well or the Lost Well on the Undercity, which is interesting. Digging for gas. It looks like they do have a blood token in play that they can convert to a resource. Interesting. I'm not sure why Gator allowed their commander to go under Lagrella instead of just back to the command zone. I'm going to take a quick moment to clarify with the. We have Kurdape entering the chat. Quick clarification for the board here: is the Amber tucked under the Lagrella instead of the command zone? It is. It's so you have the option to send that to the command zone. Yeah, so you should do that, I think, right? Yeah. No, so this is the only time that's going to happen is with a phasing effect, and so yeah, you're all good though. No worries at all. Cool, cool. Yeah, proceed on. You're good. Okay, so my understanding is that Gator misunderstood the text on Lagrella in that that Lagrella would be taking that commander and that they wouldn't be able to get it back. So they allowed it to remain exiled by Lagrella. So that's unfortunate. You can send it to the command zone, just like an O ring, Oblivion ring, or Journey to Nowhere. But Gator will have removal in the deck. Other people will kill Lagrella, so he will get his commander back. There's no question about that. But it is a pretty brutal place to be. This aggro deck with one card in hand right now. All right. Yep, Stirring Bard, Kurdape. Yep, not much. Oh boy. Nate tapping for Mole Drifter. Tapping out for Mole Drifter kind of smells like there's an ephemerate. And Nate wouldn't pay the evoke cost on this because they have the 1 mana up, but evoke would be a massive blowout for the table right now. Nate with 7 cards in hand, and now an evasive creature to either block the Sidraxis Spectre or more likely to go and claim the initiative in the Monarch with ease. Right now in cPDH, these evasive creatures are incredibly powerful. If you think about the power of evasive creatures as being similar to that in limited, in that it just allows you to move through clogged board states, which really, in a lot of ways, like Puzzlebox's Sidraxis Spectre picks up a lot of points for being evasive in this current meta right now. Okay, we got a 1/3 throne. We got the the Thorn of the Black Rose coming at Gator. Gator is not wanting to give up the initiative. We have a Curd Ape blocking the Thorn of the Black Rose to maintain the initiative, which is interesting. Not sure I understand that completely. It's not a profitable block, and the initiative is, I mean, I guess getting through the initiative is one of Gator's ways back in the game, particularly like drawing a card in the throne. So I suspect that they'll goad on the next step, and then from there they'll draw a card to refuel, and then they'll go Throne of the Dead 3. Puzzle say they're saying save us, Puzzle, because this is an Abdel Adrian. Yep. You're gonna tuck all those things under Abdel. He's gonna make a fine army. And 1 mana up, which could be any number of different things. And we've got a counter marking on those tokens to indicate how many of those tokens there are. So there are 4 of them. 1 white for Benevolent Bodyguard. Okay, so not tapping out, but they are presenting like Undying Evil, something of that nature. I think Puzzle here is presenting perhaps Murder, Ob Nixilis' Cruelty. Heated debate on Abdel. This is very interesting. Abdel will die. The other things will re-enter. There's going to be a ton. Yeah, so there's a bit of debate going on here. If you kill Abdel with the trigger on the stack, they don't get the creatures. And Puzzle was not aware of that. There's some debate on the rules here. Anyone in chat here have clarity on interacting with Abdel on that?
Anyways, a couple things happen. So I'll take Monarch. Everyone discard a card. I will draw a card.
Quick interjection here, folks. The interaction here on Abdel, should the Abdel die in response to its trigger, I believe that is a punish, right?
I think so. I
think that was my understanding of it. I'm not seeing any particular text on it. Enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you control until it leaves the battlefield, and then create those things. So if it's no longer to see that it is exile those things,
exactly,
the second half does not happen.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. It's the same as Wargorger Dragon, except Wargorger Dragon keeps you stuff exiled forever.
Actually 2 different lines, though, is it not?
There's a period in Abdel. I'm literally Googling it right now.
No, there's not. There's a... Whenever he enters, exile until he leaves the battlefield, period.
Period. Correct. Period.
Right, the period, yeah. This would be an interesting one to get a rules verification on. I've heard it both ways.
So
I've heard people been saying lately that this is one of the reasons that Abdel can be punished, is that there is this line, but I haven't been able to verify it, and I don't see that there's any errata on the card.
I'm asking a judge right now.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea. Because
we're gonna go over to Scryfall search here real quick.
Worldgorger says enter the battlefield, exile all other permanents you control. Period. And then another sentence for when it leaves, return them. So those are 2 separate sentences. Abdel's is all one sentence.
Yes, but then it says until Abdel leaves the battlefield. Then there is literally a period.
Yeah, but the thing that's after that period is making the one
different things. You guys are arguing two different things.
Yeah.
My permanents will leave and come back no matter what. It's just a matter of whether I make the soldiers
whether he gets the tokens.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You don't get the soldiers from what I've seen before.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get
to.
That's
what you said initially was that the creatures would be exiled permanently. That's what
I'm talking about the tokens exit. Like he would have never got the tokens.
Yeah, I did forget about the tokens. That's
right. Regardless, there is a Iron Throne trigger because Abdel sees himself die. So y'all will take a damage.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thanks for clarifying that.
And I will.
I haven't discarded yet.
Yeah.
Anyone else did?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So, to provide clarity, on this interaction here, the way that this works is that. Yeah, so basically Abdel, if it comes into play and you exile the things and you can kill the token generation on the stack, then you don't get the tokens, but it does exile the things and return them. We're getting clarification from a judge, but yeah. The thing is that this kind of reeks a little bit of exploit, where if the thing that's exploiting is no longer on the battlefield, it no longer sees itself exploiting, and so it no longer triggers the exploit. It's kind of similar to that, I think, like with Rot-Tide Garganta. So with Rot-Tide Garganta, if it comes into play and everybody allows it to resolve, and then you trigger the exploit, with the exploit on the stack, somebody goes and kills Rot-Tide Garganta. When it comes back to you, if you still sacrifice something, you do not get a Mass Edict because it's no longer there to see itself do it. One of the reasons why exploit sucks really bad, but yeah. Okay. You guys can proceed though. Cool. All right, so basically we had a heated debate deployed, which is a 4 damage uncounterably targeting on the Abdel Agent of the Iron Throne. So that's going to return all this stuff. All that stuff is going to ETB and trigger, which means that Matt is going to get the Monarch. He's going to discard everybody, and then the Benevolent Bodyguard is going to resolve. We have Nate being targeted with Relic, which is probably good because I think that they have Ephemerate. He's discarded 3 visits, which is tutoring for probably the dual lands in Bant, the new snow and non-snow lands. Puzzlebox going to combat, going over to Matt. Gonna get that Monarch. This suggests that Puzzle has lands in hand, and he's not valuing the initiative. And he's also, more importantly, he's not valuing Gator, because Gator has 1 card, so he doesn't perceive Gator as a threat. And the cards are going to give him the interaction to handle Nate. He doesn't really have like clean attack on Nate where he can, get right through there. Okay, we have Matt discarding Biblioplex Assistant, which is one of his combo lines. Relies on this. This is Archaeomancer in colorless. That's going to put it on top. But there are combos with this here. The combo line with Biblioplex Assistant, as stated in the primer, when Biblioplex Assistant is underneath Abdel, we cast Cloud Shift, the 1-mana flicker on Abdel. In the scenario, we have at least 1 rock that can produce a white, and 1 permanent can draw a card on ETB. Biblioplex Assistant will place the Cloud Shift back on top where we float the white mana, draw the Cloud Shift before Abdel ETB. We present this loop, creating infinite soldiers, infinite ETB, and LTB, which will trigger the throne of the Agent of the Iron Throne, and everything will die. Everyone will die, yeah. So no longer has that available. Probably has ways to get that back with something like Late to Dinner. We have Archaeomancer entering the chat. What spell did Archaeomancer target? Okay, got it. Okay, so Archaeomancer is targeted Heated Debate. Oh, looks like the YouTube background music wasn't picking up for you all. Interesting. Huh. Let's see. Maybe we can fix that. Go properties. There we go. There we go. Is everybody hearing the music now? Give me a little thumbs up in chat if you're hearing the music. I didn't have my settings set up properly. We have an Acorn Harvest being cast from the graveyard. He's going to lose life from the Citrus Priest. He's also going to trigger on Impact Tremors. See, Puzzle is entering into a precarious life total here. Cool, Seb. Glad that's working out. Sorry for the little interruption there. We had music going the whole time, but I didn't have my little YouTube audio capture, so.
No, the targets do not flicker. So it behaves like Vanishing Light. Nothing exiles. Nothing. If nothing is exiles, there are no tokens created either.
God damn it,
Ooh.
Matt.
Okay then.
Okay, so that would change like literally the entire game.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Oh well. We're gonna pass
Oh,
that
well.
point, I guess.
You can see them discussing the implications of that interaction, being that had the Heated Debate been deployed on Abdel with the exile trigger on the stack, the things would still be exiled and would be returned to the battlefield when Abdel died, which would be great for the ETB, but it wouldn't generate all of the 4/1/1 tokens that came out of it. Alex Smith, good morning or good day to you, depending on where you're from. Glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us this morning. We've got an excellent game going on here right now. Some very unique commanders that we don't see that often. Some really powerful ones. Matt's Westworld, Abdel Adrian deck. Puzzlebox's Sidraxis Spectre coming out of the woodwork. And of course, Nate Diggity's Lagrella. And Gator, of course, has been running this Amber Cloakwood Hermit here for the last week or so, 2 weeks. Lagrella is goated right now. So Lagrella's coming at Puzzle. And man, Puzzle's just taking a beating here. I hope Puzzle has some form of life gain in his deck or he's gonna die, like, in 2 turns. Oh boy. Nate taking the Monarch and the initiative right now is really spooky. I mean, he's gonna give it up in all likelihood because of Matt, but this sort of value being shared with the player who's got 6 cards in hand. We have Matt with 4 cards in hand, Puzzle with 4 cards in hand. Yeah, okay. Yep, so continuous effects from the comprehensive rules is why Abdel can be interacted with basically on the stack. It's nice that that's there. It also means though that your stuff doesn't get exiled permanently like World Gorger Dragon. Yeah, so it ends before it started, yeah. Very interesting. I'm going to ask for one other piece of clarification here. I'm going to ask for one other piece of clarification here. When you say that it does not happen, does that mean that the flicker doesn't happen? Nothing happens? That is even worse than I thought it was. That's shocking. Yeah, right, that the... Uh-huh. Does that... So... It's strange, though, because it's an ETB that produces an effect that... Right, and that's what protects you from losing everything. Got it. But that safety valve is also what weakens it to a degree. Okay, cool. Yep, you guys can proceed as normal. Sorry. All right. Yeah, that's a very. That makes Abdel a lot worse. I gotta say, that interaction is. Yeah, I think we're all discovering now that Abdel is like less good. Yeah. Cool. So we got Citric Police coming into play. This is so bad for Puzzlebox. Oh my god. Yeah, I really hope Puzzle's got like something. But the funny thing is he's got Shroud on his commander, which would be his best source of life gain. So he can't even attach like a life gain spell to it. So his out would be to like Ghostly Flicker a Gary. The other thing is that we're seeing that Puzzlebox has missed his land drops, and he could have gotten the initiative before instead of drawing cards off the Monarch, and he would have had that land. They have we have Matt here with how much commander damage? 10 from Sidrax's Spectre. Yeah, so the Abdel interaction is similar to Gilded Drake, where if you kill the Gilded Drake, they do not get that effect. Everybody's losing life to the Citra Priest. They're trolling each other. This game is interesting. It's not looking good for Puzzle. I think he's just going to die accidentally to stuff. Unless they can get a Gary. Gary would buy them quite a bit of time. Even a Gary on Devotion equals to 4 would be 12 life, and that would be sufficient to like not die right away. But he needs to find Gary, like stat. Gator having his commander still stuck under Lagrella is really shit. This game has gone to hell in a handbag. I do believe, in fact, that Lagrella... Let's see, Lagrella ETB here. I don't think that can get around... Exile any number of other target creatures yet, so they can't actually target Sidrax's Spectre with Lagrella. But we've got Teferi's Time Twist. Yep, so we had a runaway together there. This is a great spell for those of you that haven't played with this one before in cPDH or in other formats. It is 2 mana, bounce 2 creatures, 1 from each player. And you can do it on your own thing to protect something, so it's great for commanders that have a powerful ETB, but also commanders that you might want to protect, where this is kind of like modal removal and protection at the same time. Or it's hit 2 things, so it's really efficient. Quite nice in Nate's deck. He's casting Coiling Oracle. He is going to gain and lose off of the Citra. There's going to be no progress forward or back. For everyone who is in chat with me today, thanks for joining. Glad to have you here this morning on this sunrise set. This little pod of talented players learning new things about complicated interactions. So glad to have you here. If you're enjoying the content, leave a like. If you want to see more of it, subscribe. And because we do go live at odd times, I sometimes will just see a game going and I go, you know what, I'd like to cast that. Maybe we'll go live. If you want to do that, hit the bell icon and that'll let you know when we are going live. Won't be spammy at all. It'll be a couple times a week. But help us get to that 1,000 subscribers. We just passed the 900 subscriber mark earlier this, it was actually last week, and we're already at 910. And once we get to 1,000, we are going to start doing some really, really exciting stuff. So thank you for your support. Oh boy. This is a Crypt Rats entering the chat. There is a counter spell coming out from Nate. Oh boy. That's crazy. Puzzlebox deploying the Crypt Rats. It's so rough because in a lot of ways, like, the Crypt Rats would have hit him for so much damage. Yeah, fascinating. So Crypt Rat's going away. Nate says, I don't want any of that because, of course, if all of his stuff dies, then there will be nothing to put counters on. But furthermore, it would return some of these things to the battlefield that he doesn't want out. So, admittedly, I don't fully understand the Lagrella combo here. So I am going to take a moment to educate myself on this. I know it's not complicated. It's like a 2 or 3 card combo here. Oh boy. Stonehorn Dignitary going to the graveyard. Yep. Yep, that hurts. Stonehorn Dignitary is very powerful. Yep, there it is. We've got this Lagrella deck. I'm going to drop this in chat for you all here. I've just tagged Nate's thing here. So Monarch and Initiative is both under puzzle right now. Oh boy, Amber is coming in with Rancor on the Voldaren Epicure, and all these tokens, man, puzzle is gonna die. It's not looking good. Gator's gonna get the Monarch and the Initiative. Probably, oh, they can't goad the Spectre because it's got Shroud. So Gator's way back into this game is a kill spell like immediately soon on Lagrella, and also hitting Throne of the Dead 3 and having something consequential like an Owlbear or a Monarch or Avenging Hunter. He needs something big. But at the same time, he's the highest life total because he hasn't been pressured. And this is something we'll sometimes see, is that these aggro decks, you think, oh man, they have to go through so much life to win the game. But everybody else is helping you with that. And sometimes people will begin to undervalue your presence by just saying, oh, well, they're an aggro deck, they don't have any cards anymore, I don't need to do anything about them. So you'll notice here that Gator is at a very healthy life total, and he's not being focused at all. People are focusing their attention on the other 3 players, which does give him an avenue back in. Gator and I have talked about with Dargo Ketis, the mono red aggro deck, that sometimes people will land an Oubliette on the Dargo and they'll breathe a sigh of relief and they'll sort of just say, awesome, that's gone, I don't need to worry about that player anymore. But he'll have Impact Tremors out or Witty Roastmaster, and he can still kill you. So don't discount a player completely out of the game ever. All right, Nate is entering into the Forge on the initiative, having reclaimed the Monarch and the initiative from Gator. They are all trading that value around. So we're going to take a quick look at the Lagrella combo. We have just the normal Peregrine Drake, Archaeomancer, Ghostly Flicker combo, with the payoff being Elvish Visionary, Infinite Initiative with Eric Cochran Sneak, or Infinite Life with Suture Priest. Here is the combo. Icewind Stalwart combo involves exiling Lagrella, use any flicker spell targeting Lagrella. Lagrella the Magpie and Icewind Stalwart ETB and their abilities trigger. Put Icewind Stalwart's trigger on the stack targeting Lagrella. Have Lagrella trigger Icewind Stalwart. So they're going to flicker each other back and forth. Yeah. Infinite ETB LTB triggers. This will be infinite life. And Lagrella will exile everybody else's stuff, which means that those things will then enter and it'll drain with Suture Priest. So this is the combo being presented here. This is a dangerous point for the table here. There does need to be some form of interaction, but admittedly, Gator does not have a lot of that in his deck, so we're really leaning on puzzle here. And Nate's been drawing a lot of cards, so I wouldn't be surprised if the game is over just like right now. He doesn't need to get rid of the Suture Priest, but he's going to do it anyway so that he can gain infinite life. So he's going to target Suture Priest and Amber. Yep. Yeah, and Benevolent Bodyguard can't target anything else. So it's just its own stuff. So you can't stop the loop there. They're going to take a brief moment to allow Gator to get back in the game. He walked away to help his son out with something, so I'm going to go get some water. All right. They're resolving the ETB and drain effects of the various Suture Priestesses that are on the battlefield right now. And you can see the Amber targeting the own Stalwart and targeting the Suture Priest, which is going to make it so that Nate can gain infinite life. Not important to the combo, but it does matter in terms of the actual outcome of the game. Okay. Here's a flicker. We know that Puzzlebox has a heated debate in hand. This is presenting an infinite loop. This heated debate might not be enough. It's uncounterable, but I bet Nate has another flicker spell. He's been drawing so many cards. You have heated debate. I don't know if this is enough. This is they're discussing whether to target the Suture Priest, which would be the payoff, or to target the Ligrella. Oh, his life total is off the screen? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's get that fixed for you here. Yeah, we can fix that right up. I don't know why that's shifted over. That's so bizarre. Okay, yeah, let's get that fixed up. Thanks for mentioning something. I appreciate it when y'all catch that kind of stuff. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that fixed up for you guys. Yeah, I'm sure this is so bizarre. I'm not sure exactly why that happened. Oh. Anywho, there we go. There we go. Now we can see the life totals. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate you letting me know. I know it's on the edge of the screen. Got to do some little aspect ratio adjusting there so I can still fit in all the branding and whatnot. So, okay, looks like the heated debate went on to the commander, which is interesting because I feel that the combo pieces might be more important. You know, hard to say, but. Hard to say. Wonder if that fixes anything. No? Okay. Cool. They're just kind of bantering right now. Nothing super crucial happening. We have Abdel resolving on a board with no interaction. This is scary. This is going to be gaining Monarch, draw a card, discard a card. It's going to be a lot of things exiled here. Yeah, it is a close game. Yeah. Puzzle is still a significant threat at the table, but he is really, really desperately needing a Gary. Yeah. The players are just... Puzzle just said this game is pretty scuffed. There's been some... Yeah. Been some shit. So we have Abdel resolving. resolving, he loses 5 life and he gains 5 life because of Citra Priest and the Citra Priest over here. So he doesn't gain any life off of it, but he does have 9 1/1s. So that is the thing. Okay, interesting. Just looking at my scenes here. Okay, there we go. Gator saying, I'd love to play another game so we could all play a game of Magic correctly. Because they all feel like they've had some scuffed mistakes. The first one being that Amber got basically like phased out of the game permanently by Nate because Gator didn't realize he could send it to command zone. We had Puzzle, who didn't deploy the heated debate in a timely manner that would have prevented the tokens, and then we had Matt with like tons of missed Citra Priest triggers. Yeah, pretty funny. I mean, this happens sometimes. It's early in the morning for some folks, and Magic is hard. These combos are complicated. All right. No Biblioplex assistant to do this, but it is going to make a metric fuck ton of tokens. Looks like Sidrax's Spectre. Sidrax's Spectre is 1 point away from being able to kill Matt, but he would need a Basilisk Gate to do it. So this is going to flicker Abdel. Oh, Dispel coming out from Nate. Okay, that's big. I think Matt is like almost like obligated right now to try and kill Puzzle. Alex saying, feel that when there's so many triggers. Yeah, this has a ton of triggers involved in this game. So I feel like Matt needs to be swinging at Puzzle because Puzzle is presenting potentially killing him. Noteworthy that Nate is tapped out right now. I don't believe Nate has any damage from Puzzle. No commander damage. No commander damage. And 5 cards in hand for Nate. I just feel like this is so dangerous. Puzzle, 5 cards in hand helps. He can get a 6th with the Relic. Oh boy, he's coming for Nate. Yep. Nate's gonna probably throw that Mold Drifter under the bus. I don't think he wants this. See, I called it earlier. Ephemerate was just in hand. That is so disgusting. Yeah, we don't want this to happen. Yeah. That needs to happen. Yeah. Puzzle read that correctly. He could have gotten the discard by just trying to kill the blocker, but as you all know with Flicker stuff, you 60 card enjoyers out there like me, you do not want to cast your spells proactively. It means you have to spend twice as many spells to get it done. So you gotta force the block, they go to ephemerate, then you kill the thing that they're ephemerating. So yeah, you cannot let that ephemerate through. That is just, so many cards. 4 cards. Ephemerate is such a stupid spell. I really hate that this card was ever printed. I really, really don't like Ephemerate. I don't like that it tucks itself into exile, where you can't like exile it after it's resolved. There's like, it's just hiding there, and then it's broken. Such a broken spell. I hate Flicker decks. I really don't like it. I'm a damaged man after playing a lot of competitive 60 card Pauper with Tron, just running roughshod over the format. It's not a good time. Not a good time. Okay, we can see Amber is no longer tucked, so Gator might be able to climb back into this. Commodore. Le Commodore. I wanted to mention to you all in chat a little heads up tidbit that Tabletop Simulator is on sale right now for $5. And it might just be that I'll be doing some Tabletop Simulator stuff at some point. So keep your eyes peeled. If you want it for cheap, you can get it for $5 right now. But there's some exciting stuff coming in the future. And this might be part of it. So I'll just leave that link in chat for you. So Rancor attached to Crimson Fleet Commodore. Coming right for Nate. Understandably. Nate saying, I wish the Crimson Fleet Commodore had come at me. I would have blocked so hard. Oh, that's great, Alex. Glad you have it. Yeah. I have a vision for what this channel is going to become in the future. And it may be involving Tabletop Simulator. I'll probably need like a professional animator. Don't want to say too much, you know, don't want to give away too much of the vision here. Wow. Throne of the Dead 3 is about to hit. Oh, that's tough. I have to admit we have a Dark Dweller Oracle, which is a 2/2 for 2. You can sack creatures to draw exile cards to play. Serolf's Packmate would come in as a 6/6 ETB draw. We have a Reckless Worm, would be a 7/7. I think those are really good. With the Hermit in play, it's a 5/5. I think the Dark Dweller Oracle is the one. Dark Dweller Oracle can immediately draw a card. Like, the size of the creature at this point is like not hugely important. I will say that the Reckless Worm does allow Gator to attack into Matt. So I think that there's an argument for Dark Dweller or for the Reckless one. Everybody's trolling him for not taking the Boreal Druid. Alex Smith saying, oh, I have Tabletop Simulator, used it during lockdown to learn Warhammer 40k. I'll keep my eyes peeled on Discord and the Twitter. Definitely do, yes. 40k, by the way. Love it. Let me show you some of my models, actually. I've been playing 40k since I was like 12. This is probably my finest piece here. I don't know if we'll be able to see this super clearly. We'll just go here and let's see if we can do a little flex with this guy here. Let's see if we can get that light on him nicely. So if we go like this, we've got my Blood Angel Terminator Captain. Let's see if got to get it to focus properly here, but we've got some custom molding on the back here with Sanguinius penciled in there, and all of his arms come off. I've got a little magnetized stuff. So I do love 40k. I'm absolutely obsessed with the lore in that game. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Hey, Ryan. Looks like we share a name there. Glad to have you in chat. I don't think I've seen you before. Thanks for joining us today. For those of you who are here, if you would take a moment to like the video and support our content, that's really helpful. Dude, what? It's my man, Ryan McKenzie, dude. Oh, so Armac in chat here. He's like, this is like one of my longest standing friends here in my hometown. Thanks for showing up, dude. Glad to have you here this morning. We have Alex Smith, Orcs and Chaos Knights for life. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. I'm all about Blood Angels. I am a Tau enjoyer, I will say. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing too, of course, if you want updates on when we go live, like today, where it's kind of a odd time, it's not scheduled, but you know, there's a game and I decided to cast it, hit that bell icon and that'll let you know when we are going live so you can catch more of this great content. So we're actually approaching 1,000 subscribers right now, which is huge. In the space of a month, we went from 720 subscribers to 910. It's been astronomical, our upward trajectory. So that's all thanks to you all. I really appreciate you all supporting what we're doing. Once we hit 1,000, some really exciting stuff coming. So appreciate the support. Oh, dude, Ryan Sand love Space Marine Terminators. I want to mention to you all a game that's coming out that's in beta right now is called Darktide. And for those of you that have played Vermintide, you'll know that it's an amazing game, amazing developer. And it looks really good. I may even be doing some live streaming of that. I know this is a channel dedicated to Magic, but it's also a channel dedicated to things that I like and that Clay likes. And so if you all want to see some Darktide streamed, I might actually do that. So anyways, not to get us too distracted. We've got Staunch Throne Guard entering the chat. Real quick heads up, the Dark Dweller Oracle has 3+1/+1 counters on it. Yep. Yeah, you're good. Thank you. Dallas, what's up, baby? Dallas here. Got to play a great game. If you haven't seen the video that we did last night, it was a really cool game, and Dallas was playing a super interesting build. It was Rasad with Dungeon Delver, so an Azorius like Doran the Siege Tower initiative deck, very spicy, and also recently killed me with a commander that I had not considered playing called Levon. So Levon paired with I can't remember. Maybe you can clarify in chat here which background that was. But basically, it was like Is It Blitz? We have an Oubliette coming out. It was basically, yeah, Sword Coast Sailor. That's right. So it was like an Is It Blitz deck, and Dallas killed me with like Gush into Treasure Cruise and turned their commander like an unblockable monster. Very cool deck. So here is the video from yesterday where Dallas was playing. Alex Smith saying, definitely after watching some Darktide, my PC isn't powerful enough. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mine is also kind of like on death's door. I'm going to try and get as much life out of this as possible. I'm buying time, basically, so that I can get some more money and then I can fix my computer. But I got all sorts of problems with this thing. So I got Oubliette on the stack right now. Giorgio Del Maso, buenas. Well, always on stream, guys. That's right. Well, you know, until I get a full-time job to make some bread, we got time to stream. So that's what we're doing. Glad to have you here, Giorgio. Okay, so Oubliette is targeting the Citra Priest and phasing that out. Yeah. So Matt correctly recognizing that the Citra Priest was stopping him from gaining life, but also that the Citra Priest was a combo card. So I think this game is really looking like it's between Matt and Gator. Oh my God, Giorgio, I'm so sorry. Big difference, significant, fully different languages. So I've been to Italy, Giorgio. I went to traveled in Cinque Terre and Rome, and also to let's see, where else? There were a couple of other places I visited. It was wonderful. I had an amazing time. Italy is incredible. So you ever come here, Giorgio, you let me know. We got an extra bed for you. And by here, I mean the Pacific Northwest in Washington State in the United States. Giorgio saying, I prefer Cormella and Grixis combination. Yeah, Cormella is a good deck too. Cormella is powerful combo deck. Cormella does use the graveyard, which is, and so does Peregrine Drake combo. That makes it kind of vulnerable in that way. But But yeah, Cormella's cool. There's also some cool mid-range builds of Cormella. I really like Sidraxa Spectre because you have this like fair sort of like Voltron beatdown deck, and you're in colors that just really like go to that. So my preferred build of Sidraxa Spectre has no combo in it. It's just like Basilisk Gate, you know, cranial plating, counter spells to protect the Sidraxa Spectre and not die. Yeah. George is saying, thank you. I've never been to the USA. Maybe in the future. It's expensive. I understand. Yeah, travel is expensive. The economy is shit. Yeah, it's a tough time. So stay safe out there. It's, you know, kind of a brutal world at this point in time. So, okay, we have a Dusk Legion Zealot and a Journey to Nowhere. Journey to Nowhere looks like that. I'm not sure exactly what that targeted. I'm going to go check with them real quick. What did that Journey to Nowhere target? Okay, so Abdel is underneath the Journey to Nowhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, Giorgio, I live in Washington State, in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Little town called Bellingham, near Seattle. I say little, but it's, you know, it's like 100, I think daytime population is 140,000 people. So. So the funny thing about this Cloud of the Dominus, and I've been talking about cranial plating and Basilisk Gate this whole time, but the reality is that Cloud of the Dominus, it grants Shroud, which means that he can't target his own things. So it has haste and it has Shroud, and it is big, but he can't actually kill anyone right now. He's 1 point short of being able to kill Abdel Adrian. You can see he has 10 commander damage, not you know, he has 10 commander damage, not 11, and he's going to deal 5, which is not going to put lethal on Matt. So this is dangerous for sure. For those of you that can't tell as well, Matt has 9 1/1s in play, just the 9 1/1 soldiers, as well as having, like, you know, a ton of stuff. Yeah. I'm going to take a quick bio break here. I'm going to actually turn on the audio for you all so you can hear what they're saying while I'm away.
There
we go. There we go. Cool. All right. I will be right back. And we have a Nightscape Familiar being cast.
That is good. I will pass the turn. Drawing a card.
No one took the initiative from me, right? Unless I'm crazy here.
Don't think so.
Okay. So then we.
For some reason, they let you keep it.
Search. Oh, I'm searching for a basic land.
Bro, you're the one who could have easily taken it from him, Matt.
Yeah, like,
No.
You're the one with 9 1/1s.
I know. I made a huge misplay by not swinging.
It's like, what are you doing, bro?
Hey,
You've got
I'm
so
a
many
forest.
blockers. You can afford to swing
Draw.
3 creatures.
I have not drawn, like,
Well, I should have swung before I cast
Play the
Journey to
forest.
Nowhere, but whatever.
We'll tap a forest to make this forest tap for 2 forest. Wild growth, yay.
Yay.
So you could block. Yep, that'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tap 6. Try to play Amber.
Yes.
All right. Move to combat. I'm going to send a squirrel at you, Matt. A dark dweller at you, Nate, and an amber at you, Puzzle.
I'll block your squirrel with my 1/3 Death Toucher.
Attack trigger first.
Yeah, hang on.
Before anything.
Okay, sure. Fair enough.
Attack trigger. I will discard 3 lanes and a Rancor. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that was worthless. The impact tremors, you guys, for the amber, don't forget. And then I also lose 2 life from, or lose 1 life from the priest.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just gonna do it for you, Matt. Yes, and then good for block.
Yeah.
Block with my 1/3.
I'm blocking.
Response to damage.
No.
I will. I'm going to. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I have
If you have
priority.
a response, go ahead.
I'm gonna crit you.
Oh, we all return a creature?
Yeah.
I am back. Giorgio saying, cool, I have to go shower and come back home. I have to cook with zero desire to do so. Hey, Giorgio, thanks for coming. Glad to have you here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Ciao, bella. Okay, so we have some violence coming out here with a... see, this is kind of what I was talking about. Like, the board is kind of ripe for Amber to come back and get some good card advantage, and those triggers from impact tremors are going to start to hurt. That being said, Matt, if he can find a way to cast his commander again, is going to get a lot of triggers off of the Citra Priest, and that should help dig him back into the game. But Nate is looking like he's in a tough spot. 3 cards in hand, nothing on the board. Combo pieces oublieted. Got triggers off of Amber. Discarding a Faithless Looting. Ooh, we have a monk ass entering the chat here. The other monkey, technically an ape, but like we're not going to split hairs here. This is an ape monkey, 1 mana 4/4. I actually really like this card. I wish I played it in more decks. I've been kind of fantasizing lately about a Sultai Soothsayer deck that used like a lot of graveyard synergies and was just like a beatdown deck. It was like Gurmag Angler, Hooting Mandrills, Treasure Cruise for card advantage. Basically, like just using a bunch of graveyard synergy. And if you want to see the decks that are being played here today, we're gonna copy these over here. Already linked a couple of them. I'm actually going to link Puzzleboxes because this one has not been linked. And for those of you that have not found his channel, Puzzlebox is also a content creator. So go ahead and take a gander at this. I'm going to drop a link to Puzzle's content. We have a Lagrella being cast. Wow. Sacking the Hooting Mandrills. Wait. Why did he... Oh, man. Yeah. Seb the Grey, I've been trying to brew Extricator of Sin. Such a cool card. Not very strong, though. Let's take a look at that. Extricator of Sin. I see. So when it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, put a 3/2 Eldrazi horror token onto the battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 4 or more cards and you have Delirium, Eldrazi, you have Vigilance. Huh. They're razzing Matt right now for not getting his triggers on his Citra Priest. Extricator of Sin. Okay, so Eldrazi, you have control of Menace. Sacrifice another non-Eldrazi creature. Put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror in the battlefield. And it's a 3/5. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know that that's not powerful. I think white suffers from a lack of card draw, and that can be a problem when games get a little grindier. Like we have a turn 10 game here. I think that this game will be over within like 3 turns. And we're seeing Matt deciding that he's probably going to swing out and try and kill some players. He doesn't have enough to kill everyone. He is dead on board to... Let's see. How much commander damage do you have, Matt? Have you been hit by Puzzle 3 times? 15. Okay, so you're 1 shot away. Okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah. Whoa. Oh my god, no. Matt only sent 4 at Puzzle. Oh, this is so devastating. He should have sent more. That's a breath weapon. Whoa. This is game over for Matt. Oh my god. This is so tragic for Matt. What has he got? Prismatic Strands? Okay. Undying Malice on Citra Priest. This is brutal. Wow. Thing is that Puzzle, I don't think Puzzle can actually afford to kill Matt, because if he does, then I think Gator Bait kills him. Man, Gator is just like, he just didn't. This is a thing that I've seen Gator do, where people think that he's out of the game because he's playing an aggro deck and he doesn't have a key piece, but he just kind of gets to do his thing. So we're seeing that Gator is actually in like a very high life total in a game where it really matters, and that's really spooky. So Puzzlebox's best move, actually, now that all these tokens are gone, would be to kill Gator. He should take that last card from Gator's hand. Hit him for 5. I don't even think that does it though. That he needs Puzzlebox really needs a Gary. Oh, that's a Gary. Whoa, what a swing. Gary. So that's devotion is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to kill Puzzle, it's going to kill Nate, and it's going to secure the victory for Matt. Gator will not be able to gain enough life to beat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Yep, that was correct. Dallas asking, what do you think about Gold Knight Commander? Let's take a look. Gold Knight. It's actually Gold Knight, okay. Gold Knight Commander. can take a quick look at this here. There we go. So Gold Knight Commander, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+1. We're going to come back to this really quick. Okay, so Ephemerate just coming out on the Gary. Yep, that's GG. Yep. Yep, that's GG. Matt took the victory with... Yeah, no, that play makes sense. That like you had to bait all that stuff out, right? That makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't run a Gary and an Ephemerate into open counterspell mana, ideally. So yeah, nice job, mate. That was great. Let me bring the audio up here so we can have a little after action report, and you guys can kind of talk to me about what happened here.
Really not do that game. Like that game was really. Like so many rules were broken in that game, like and
rather
things
scuffed.
were not like
rather.
Let's play another one and then do it
like
after.
let's do it like a real game because like the Abdel got like extra triggers and then like I wasn't paying attention because my son with like Amber like and there were so many like.
I mean, ultimately, like it was a scuffed game, but it was still a good game. It was very close at the end. So, I mean, you guys everyone made mistakes there, and it's okay. It all evens out. Yeah. So here, you guys can rinse that one out, and let's do another one. Gator, it looks like
are we playing the exact same deck?
You guys can play whatever you want. If you want to run that same deck again, that's fine. I'm sure the viewers would enjoy seeing something different if you guys are open to it. But yeah, let's do it. Let's run it back.
Yeah, I could let me if you guys want me to change
respond
decks,
to your question here in just a moment.
You tell me. I have to go put my son to bed. It'll take me about 2 minutes. I got to change his diaper.
Yep,
put him upstairs, put him in his crib, break. And then I will be right back.
We're gonna take a quick break to allow Gator to put his son to bed, and then we'll be right back with another game. So stick around. It's gonna be more cPDH fun.
What a stinking game!
I am going to answer some of these questions. Right. Gold Knight Commander. Let's take a look at this one.
I haven't played PDH in a hot minute.
Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1. So yeah, we've got an Anthem that works well with tokens. It is in mono white. It is 4 mana. The 4 mana part, a little concerning, but it's okay. Like Battle Screech is like really disgusting with this commander. Triplicate Spirits, Sen's Enlistment, Raise the Alarm. There's a lot of really good stuff to do here. You just need to make sure you bring enough mana rocks. The thing is that like, is this better than this? Like, not only does this have like an extra point of toughness and first strike and another color, but it's also a soldier, which is a relevant creature type in common and white, and it also buffs by 2/2/0. So that would be my kind of read on that. Yeah, that would be my read on that. Would be a preference for that. We got Kunks 990. Gold Knight is amazing in Winota. I love the guy, especially when it's the first human flipped over that turn. Yeah, that does sound really powerful. Seb the Gray saying Gary Blink oof. Yeah, that's a hell of a combination. Ephemerate with Gary is pretty fucked up, actually. Dallas Peterson, Gold Knight is more durable because you can flash in tokens in response to wipes. That's also a good point. Yeah, certainly. Yep, but the added toughness could be useful. I think that's certainly relevant. Yeah, the Philagi one, the Vanguard. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna pull this over into here, and we're gonna just do a quick. Oh yeah, that works. So we'll do recording spell table here, or let's see. There we go. Okay, get everything shifted over here so we can nerd out on these cards. We can do a little card searching, talk about stuff while the guys are going and resetting here. So yeah, the Gold Knight, the Gold Knight Commander. Oh, it's also a soldier. Oh, and it's a human. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and if you've got some flash stuff you can do where you can buff the toughness beyond like breath weapon, fiery cannonade, maybe even a Pestilence if you've got like enough flash creatures. So the Pestilence is coming out. They only have like 3 mana, and you're able to like buff them up so that they don't die to that. Then that's like a potentially powerful interaction. So yeah, I think you should give it a shot, Dallas. Absolutely. I think I like the Philology one a bit better because it's much more aggressive, and paired with a Battle Screech, this really does like end games. You know, like if you have a Battle Screech, or say you just have like a couple of random flyers, you can do some really nasty stuff with this. The other thing too is that this effect with like Myriad is so gross. Rarity common Myriad, like, and when you're in white red, you actually get access to a lot of these. And like this Toucaneers, dude, like this is heavy. This is heavy damage, and these are evasive creatures. You know, like each one of those Myriad creatures is coming in for 5, and every turn you're getting those buffs. You know, like this Worms Crossing Patrol starts to look really scary. Tiamat's Fanatics comes in and hits everybody for 7 with haste. Ganassi Enforcers, you don't even need to pay for the buff. So there's an element of this that I like because you're creating tokens that enter the battlefield every turn. The other thing is you're going to get Encore. And like the Encore creatures that you get when you go red-white are going to be Impulsive Pilferer. So these Encore cards get really strong with that Philology dude because you get more of them. You're also going to get like all the good Boros Bully stuff. So I think we're looking at like, so we'll do like Flashback, or Retrace, or Escape, or what are some of the other ones we have? Unearth. This is new stuff. So ID equals Boros. I mean, look at this. 32 cards that we can loot away. It's also going to give us access to Crimson Fleet Commodore. It's going to give us more Monarch and Initiative stuff, which is really good. But you get all this stuff here, which is fantastic. So I'm going to take a quick moment to check in with them. I'm just sitting in chat here. We're just looking over cards. So are you all ready to go?
Stuff off in the background.
We were just discussing Gold Knight Commander.
Ooh.
Which Gold Knight Commander, or Philology, what was it called? Philology, the Boros.
Philology Archaeologist or whatever.
No, it's the the other Philology.
Yeah.
Philology Vanguard.
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy looks super interesting.
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to see. Like, Empty the Warrens is a nutty card in that deck.
Oh my god. Chat. Okay, so Matt just pointed out, and I'm gonna turn chat here. Let's see, audio on. Yeah, can you talk again, Matt?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, cool. Empty the Warrens
yeah.
is like fucking cracked. And actually, you know what? The other thing about Philology is you get all the Goblin token makers. You get Beetleback Chieftain, you get Hordling Outburst, you get Dragon Fodder, Krenko's Command, what's it called? Forbidden Friendship? I think is what it's called.
Makes a dinosaur and
the dinosaur human. Yep.
Yep. You also get the White Soldier token creators.
Oh, dude! You also get like Reckless Bush. You get Goblin Bushwhacker. You get Goblin War Party. You get like, I know. So yeah, right. The Philology one has got to be better. The thing that Dallas was mentioning though is that the toughness that you get with Gold Knight Commander can be used to not die to board wipes.
Right.
And I think that's valid.
But I think you only need like 2 or 3 cards.
Yeah, you don't
even just in the deck to protect from board wipes. Like, you have your Temple, you have Rootborn Defenses, which even gives you an extra buff.
Yeah.
And you have
what is the name of the card?
Like it's called Philology. Philology Vanguard. So Falliji. And it's a 4-mana 2/3 first strike. Whenever it actually triggers off of itself too. Or another creature enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2/+0. So you pair this with evasive swarm creatures, with token generators, instant speed stuff, and you're gonna just really clap people.
I think
hard.
the best way to go with that deck, I think flickers are a red herring. I think the best way to go for that deck is almost like a Tor approach, where you play the non-creature spell buffers with spells that create creatures, and then you can also run impact tremors and other like burn spells. So you're getting those payoffs even if combat doesn't
totally
go through,
Oh my god, would somebody please play my Tor deck?
What?
I beg of you.
Personally, I do not feel comfortable representing that deck.
Is it that hard?
I'd make good choices.
I don't know. I've never played it. I just don't.
Tor is a goddamn murder machine. That's all you need to know.
I
don't even know what it is.
Someday build my own Tor deck.
Wait, what? Oh,
I don't know what it is.
So Tor Wauki is
Tor Wauki. Okay,
young Tor.
You said Tor.
Well, I said young Tor. Yeah, because that's
got it. Now that makes more sense.
That's the better way of distinguishing Tor Wauki from its.
I was gonna say Tor. I don't know a Magic card named that.
Yeah, I wanna put this deck up on
funny.
Up on screen for y'all here. We're gonna go to deck tech. Let's see, is this the one? Yeah, young Tor Wauki. Cool. So for chat, and just take a look at this Rakdos thing of beauty here. I'm just so excited about this deck, and one of the things that are we all ready to go? Oh, he is. Okay. Yeah, we'll just we'll go straight into the game here. Yeah.
Goodness gracious, I've forgotten.
There we go.
How could I?
So anyways, Tor Wauki, fun deck. Rakdos, kill everything. And recently the innovation that I've been excited about is finding these pingers that have that ping the whole table, so they deal 1 to everyone and everything, which becomes 2 with Tor, but then they have some other effect, like Wail of the Nim, which also regenerates all the creatures you control if you entwine it, or there's also, what was one of the other ones that we had here that was kind of wild in that way? There's Boiling Earth, which can make a 4/4, turn one of your lands into a 4/4. There's Rancid Earth, which is destroy target land, and then it has Threshold, hit everybody for 1 and every creature for 1. So stuff like that. So pretty exciting.
Hold on a second, my OBS is being dumb.
I have a Braid in the deck now.
I'll be right back, you guys. I gotta go grab something for my son. I hear him crying upstairs. I gotta give him his water. Be right back.
Yeah, but like I could even switch out a Braid for one of the other one or 2 mana sweepers that also destroys artifacts. So for example, could play. There's like Fang Dragon is another option.
Smash to Dust.
Smash to Dust is one that I was thinking about. It's not instant speed, but the deck already has a ton of instant speed kill. So maybe that is it. But I meant like, I think what I've been experimenting with lately is just like really leaning into these 1 mana or these like 2 mana-ish flexible modal pinger spells that hit the whole table, because they all have like another relevant mode on them, and because they're all just a trigger off of Tor. So if you have Tor in play and you cast one of these things, it's always going to be a kill spell. It's always going to deal 4 to something, right? You're going to get Tor's trigger, you're going to deal everything to 1. So at the very minimum, there's still 4 damage to something, right? And so I've been leaning pretty heavily into those. So I have Electrickery, End the Festivities, Boiling Earth, Breath Weapon, Fiery Candidate, Rancid Earth, Wail of the Nim, and Pestilence.
Sounds legit.
It's fucking awesome is what it is.
Pestilence is stupid in that deck.
Yeah, Pestilence and Tor Wauki is silly.
That fucking card.
I mean,
you need the qualifier. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the deck is, I mean, Pestilence is a card, very good. I mean, it's pretty good in Tor Wauki. I would say that the interaction, though, is kind of not as good as you're saying, too, though, because once Tor, if I do a bunch of activations, Tor doesn't amplify all of them. It only amplifies the damage that Tor is there to see. So if you activate it twice, Tor dies.
Right, but you can activate it just once on everyone's turn.
Yep, you can, and that's very good. That is very good. Yeah, no, it's definitely like a worth card. Like, we definitely want it in the deck.
Yeah.
But Yeah. So Whale the Nim, though. Oh, man, I'm excited about this one. For 3 mana, choose 1, regenerate each creature you control, or Whale the Nim deals 1 damage to each player and each creature, and you can entwine it for 1 black. We also got Creeping Bloodsucker, the new black pinger. At the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Which means that we do 2, and we gain 6.
Nope, that's dumb. Hate it.
It's fantastic.
Makes me cry. Yep.
Creeping Bloodsucker. Yeah, look at this card. Oh man, it's fantastic. It's 2 mana too. Oh, I just love it. This makes me rock hard. I unfortunately had to cut Gurmag Angler from the deck to make room for it, but
oh, so sad.
Gurmag Angler is
Angler.
It's such a good card in a Spellslinger deck, but I don't know. You gotta be cut somewhere.
It's cheaper and still does plenty of damage.
Yep, totally. I think there might be a time when I've been actually considering with this deck cutting the Monarch and the Initiative, which is because they're not spells that trigger Tor. And I could probably, and if I added draw spells in their place, those would actually trigger Tor.
Matt, you want to reset your life total?
So maybe that would. So if I did do that,
guess.
what would that look like?
I'm ready, you guys. Whenever you.
I'm ready. Yeah,
all right, cool. We are ready to roll here. Yeah, let's send it. We've got. I'm going to do a quick introduction of the decks. Up in the position 1, top left, we have Puzzle on Gretchen Titchwillow, the Simic combo deck that took down the cEDH $100 Budget Brews tournament recently with basically a cPDH legal deck, with a caveat. We have Gator on position 2 with Vohar, Voldalian Desecrator. And we have
a Madness combo deck.
Madness combo deck. Okay, great. We've got Matt on position 3 with Fathom Fleet Swordjack, the mono red hero here. And we have Nate on Rograk, Son of That, and Tormod the Desecrator. So let's take it away. You guys send it.
All right. Draw. I'll play.
We have Giorgio Del Maso coming back. Welcome back, Giorgio. Gator play gut. He wants the gut. And Tor love. Yeah, Tor is so much fun. Call me a sicko, but I love a hard control deck like that just has like a built-in win condition, built-in resilience, makes everything you do better. You just have to have enough mana to cast it, and it is amazing. So once Tor resolves, you can start doing a lot of fun stuff. We have a Bajuka Bog coming out here from Nate. Yeah, he wanted to save that Bajuka Bog for Fathom Fleet, but sometimes you just got to play your lands out. That's the flip side of those spell lands, is that sometimes you just need to play them out. Got Sculptor of Winter, got an untapper coming out from Puzzle. Puzzle is going to be looking to assemble his Archaeo Snap combo. That is a Cloud of Fairies. That is not a Pygmy Allosaurus. God, it's not a Pygmy. Stop it. This is a Cloud of Fairies, damn it. Oh my god, Spell Table is just like having an aneurysm because Gator's playing with paper cards. So, and we've got a Voldalian Desecrator following up on that. Or sorry, a Vohar. Yeah. Ooh, Everflowing Chalice. Great. For everyone who has joined chat and come here to hang out live, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. It's been a really great morning here with some fun gameplay. So thanks for coming. And if you are enjoying the content, leave a like. If you want to see more of it, subscribe. If you want to see when we are going live at odd times, go ahead and hit the bell icon, and that'll let you know when we are going live, which is basically all of our content these days. This is what's worked for me. So thank you very much. Okay, we've got Puzzle floating a blue here and looking to untap. So they've got 3 mana available. got Sculptor of Winter. And we have a Rakdos Signet coming out from Nate as well. I suspect because there isn't any pressure on the field, Puzzle is going to look to develop here. Yeah, wow. Developing the combo. Giorgio, maybe next time. I have to have dinner. Giorgio, have a great dinner, my friend. From across the pond. Have an awesome evening. Okay, getting Fertile Ground with that tutor. That's interesting. Oh, that's so powerful. So, this is a great start for Puzzle. He has a blocker on the board. He is basically tutoring for like the auras to go on his lands while also having Simic Growth Chamber. So Simic Growth Chamber with a couple of auras is going to help Puzzle go infinite. And he's not under any pressure right now. So it's a good place. Good place for him to be. We're gonna get some water here. I'm gonna turn on
a mountain. Let's play 2, 3. Play a Haunted Cloak.
Haunted Cloak coming out.
Do it for me. I'll pass.
Powerful.
Okay.
Good powerful spell in his deck.
Let's play Swamp. I will cast a Rite of Flame.
Yep.
Does it resolve Gator? Gator. Gator.
Yes, I'm not countering the Rite of Flame. Send it. Send the Rite of Flame. I'm countering the end of the Rite of Flame. Yeah. Oh, I am not countering that. That you may have that, sir. You fantastic gentleman, you.
All right.
Okay. So we have a Staunch Throne Guard entering for an early Monarch. This deck that Nate has here is actually built with a lot of fast mana acceleration. It's a little bit more like a cDH deck. It's like cDH meets like pauper during the initiative, basically during the time of initiative. So in that sense, he's playing all this acceleration. He's playing Culling the Weak, Seething Song, all this stuff, and he's looking to get a Monarch card or an initiative card out like as soon as possible, and then kind of run away with that value. So it's like Turbo Monarch Initiative in Rakdos. So we have an Overgrowth, which the card reader is not going to pick up because it's the 40k cards, and they don't do that. So we have an Overgrowth, which is going to help the land tap additional mana. Interesting that he's putting it on the island right now. I would have thought the Simic Growth Chamber, load that thing up. He's being conservative. So making 3, putting it on the Simic Growth Chamber with the Fertile Ground. So much mana. Guys, this is a really hot start for Puzzle. And you're gonna have to watch out. He's a very dangerous opponent. For those of you in chat, if you want to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the audio, I've basically, instead of muting them, I've just turned it way down. Can you all like occasionally hear a little bit of what they're saying? I just don't want it to be distracting from my analysis too much. So, passing priority on the Fertile Ground. This is so much mana for Puzzle. Oh my god. It's disgusting. Disgusting. End of turn, we've got Gator Bait producing some sort of an effect. We have a Wayfarer's Bauble in play too. Yep, gonna sack Bauble, find a land. So this is spooky. People are gonna need to have like a Boomerang. Boomerang is basically like the answer to this, or Recoil, or I mean, it is Dimir for Gator, so perhaps they have like a... I don't think they play this, but it would be like the Dimir creature that bounces lands. Yep, he's going to trigger his Vohar, draw and discard. Gonna discard Dispel. Wow. Yeah, they really need a boomerang. That's like the answer to what is going on here. This land is producing, so Fertile Ground is an extra mana. Overgrowth is an extra 2. So 3, 4 mana. And then with a Sculptor, it's producing 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 mana on Puzzlebox's side. This is like dream scenario. Okay, gaining the Monarch with the Cloud of Fairies. We can see Gator accidentally revealing his Dimir.
Captain Jack.
What's it called? Dimir.
Equip him with Vigilance, Trample, and Haste.
It's the land. Dimir Aqueduct in his hand, which is part of the Flicker combo with Cloud of Fairies. We have Swordjack entering the play.
Combat.
Swordjack is equipped with Haunted Cloak.
Gator.
It's coming. I think Matt coming after Gator is a bit strange. I would say that Puzzlebox is like a fucking terrifying monster right now. There's like so much mana. He has 11 mana. It's gonna be 12 next turn if he doesn't like play another aura. So that's like very concerning.
We will. Oh man.
Yeah, he gets going.
No, like, yeah. We're gonna accept all of it. So
yeah. Wow. So he's gonna take an attack trigger from the Swordjack, which will be 2.
I could stop all of this.
And he's also going to take 4 commander damage. So it's not that much, but this will add up over time.
It will be relevant.
Yeah.
It won't.
Depends on if he starts doming us.
It won't. It won't. So, yeah.
When we start taking 6 effect damage.
Still track it. Definitely track it. Yeah. It's helpful for me to be able to see the commander damage while I'm commentating.
Oh, okay. You could see that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I can see it. I just have to be able to hover over it and see that the commander damage is there.
Yeah, it's there for sure. Like, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, we take it.
Alright, that's good for me then. I will exit. Drop the Monarch.
And make sure to get that Monarch token out there if you would, Matt. There we go. Bingo. You got it.
Yep.
Alright.
Matt loves getting the Monarch here. This is really good for him. His red deck does not have tons of ways to draw cards, and this is one of them. So yeah, Nate's gonna come and get that Monarch. The fact that Monarch is being traded around is not great for Nate. He spent a lot of resources to get that Staunch Throne Guard into play, and it's basically like everybody's now trading Monarch, and he really just wanted to sit on it. So we've got Rograk coming out with the art that the game won't like. Okay, that sucks. I bet he uses this as with an Infernal Plunge or a Culling the Weak. Scrapwork Mutt. Yep, new card from Brothers War. It's a great card. Loots twice. Once when you cast it, once when you unearth. It's also a 2/1, which is nice. If it had been a 1/2, it would have been less good. It is a May trigger on the Scrapwork Mutt. And for those of you watching, you just give me a thumbs up and a thumbs down on the volume difference between what I'm hearing and what you're hearing. Is it not too jumbled, not too hectic? So I don't want it to be. Don't want it to be too hectic there. Ideally, I want my voice to be far above what theirs are, you know, so that we can kind of hear a little bit of what's going on, but that the commentary is what's happening. We've got Tormod resolving. Man, these Rakdos decks can really go hard with Tormod. Tormod paired with basically Tormod paired with Tortured Existence goes nuts. It's a very powerful combination. 12 mana.
Yeah,
42 mana. It is a stupid amount of mana. Yeah. Debating who should have held up interaction, but yeah, that's freed from the real. This is like so like, yeah, this is like a hyper fast start from Gretchen, and it's looking like it's probably over.
I guess I'll go ahead and leave a blue floating off of my growth chamber.
Yeah.
Targeting a creature.
Yep, this is looking very, very over unless Gator's got an answer. Snuff out. We have a snuff out being used on the sculptor. This is turn 4. Turn 5 for Gretchen. Dallas, yes, this is a turn 5. This is looking like cDH level disgusting right now. We have a negate being deployed on the snuff out. We have a Vohar tapping there. Kunks, I'll respond to that in just a moment here. That is good to know and important. But I want to just, before I respond to that, I want to make sure I this interaction here is really important. Because this game is about to end on turn 5. What we got? Yeah, gonna have to dig. Gonna have to dig hard. There's mana for days here. It's insane. It's not gonna be enough, but could always try. Targeting the negate. Okay, you find the villain's lair, targeting negate, so that the snuff out resolves. This is gonna add blue 2 green, casting deprive. Yep. Yep. This is looking asking whether he's got foil. Whoa! Whoa! Foil! Look at this stack right now. We have freed from the real, negate, deprive, snuff out. You find the villain's lair, foil. Wow! Holy shit! Okay, well, I did not anticipate that. 2 levels of interaction, most people tapped out. That is so brutal for Puzzlebox. Oh my god. Oh my god. F in chat for Gretch. Oh! No way! Oh my god. Okay. Alright. 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 Holy shit. Weather the storm for 21 life. That is huge. This buys Gretchen a ton of time to rebuild. So they still have their engine in play. So Alex, glad to have you back. Sorry I had a work call. Dude, no worries, man. Hey, work first, life first. You're stepping in at a wild time. That was a 7-card stack.
I have 2 cards in hand. I have 2 cards in hand too. I have nothing.
So the funny thing is that the big winner here is actually like Matt, because Matt has 6 cards in hand. He didn't have to deploy any answers for that at all. And Nate is on 3 cards. The Monarch is in play, so it's going to allow Gator to go and get some more cards to recover. Puzzlebox arguing that he is no longer a threat because he has a forest. Yeah, Alex, I highly recommend coming back to this this point here. This is looks like we'll be at let's see, what timestamp would this be? That would be at 2 minutes. Yeah, so Alex, go back. It'll be 2 hours and let's see, 2 hours and yeah, 2 hours and probably 2 hours. Yeah, so come back to 2 hours and you'll be able to see that interaction. That was crazy. Gator just like dumpstered on Puzzlebox there. We have an expedition map. This will be going to find Mystic Sanctuary. Crazy. But you're going to see the power of Weather the Storm there. This is why these Simic decks all need to have, that's why they all need to have that spell. Be able to gain life and recover after their combo fizzles. Yeah, it's interesting. I think that Nate and Matt are big winners from that interaction. Yeah, that interaction cost 4 cards from Gator, cost Puzzle his entire combo, one of the combos. Yep, he's going to draw for Monarch. And I think that there was a bit of a conversation there between Gator and Matt about where Matt is going, and the reality is that like I don't think it would be wrong for Matt to continue to attack Gator. Alex saying pour one out for the homie. Yeah, I do like seeing a combo get killed, so you know, I'm not unhappy. Oof, that's a good one. Golem Foundry into Mindstone. Gonna get a counter on the Golem Foundry. That's a really powerful card right now to resolve, because this is gonna give the ability for Matt to grind really hard, and each one of those 3/3 golems is gonna make the golem the Foundry better. Thank you, Dallas. Yeah, for those of you who are here, super grateful to have you here today. We've had a really nice viewership this whole time, and we've got some amazing cPDH gameplay from some amazing players. So if you're enjoying the content, leave a like, subscribe to the content if you want to see more of what we're doing, and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified when we're going live. All the content that I'm making right now is live. It's the easiest way for me to do it, to get it directly to you. It means that I can produce literally like 4 times as much content. It won't be edited, but it will be live, and you get to hang out with me and with the fine people in chat here. So hit that bell icon if you want to be notified when we are going live. That's the best way to do it. So thank you for your support. We are rapidly approaching that 1,000 subscriber mark, which is going to be really huge for me and Clay. So thank you so much. Okay, Village Rights. Yep. This is one of the powers of Nate's deck, is that we've got some amazing draw engines off of the Rogue Rack. So that was huge.
I'm not handling nobody no more. I had all the handling.
Oh, you know, the nice thing about Nate's deck is that he probably has Opal Palace in it, which Opal Palace with Rogue Rack after you've sacked it a whole bunch of times is like really good. Ah, that's kind of cool. Huh. For those of you who don't know what Opal Palace is, Opal Palace, every time you cast your commander, it gets +1/+1 counters equal to the number of times it's been cast from the command zone. We have Marrow Bone Gnawer, which is a repeat exile effect for the graveyard. When you cast spells, you can untap it. This is a great control piece for Vohar. This makes Vohar very sad. Yeah. And Vohar has a lot of material in the graveyard, so there's kind of that element, but this actually also does a lot of work against Matt, potentially, because Matt doesn't have anything in his graveyard. Let me see. Quick question for y'all. Matt, do you have anything in your graveyard? Okay, when you do, would you just make sure it's on the screen? Awesome, thank you very much. You guys can continue. Okay, getting zombies. If somebody lives on 2 life. This Marrow Bone Gnawer is going to be really powerful. It's probably going to do a good job of suppressing the Fathom Feet Swordjack once it starts to encore. That's one of the reasons why you play Fathom Fleet, is that the Encore is essentially 2 casts on your commander, and the second one is uncounterable. So we've got Gretchen coming out here. Gretchen is such a good Simic combo deck, in part because of the fact that you can just deploy your 0/4 blocker on turn 2. So in aggressive pods like this, great, very good. I'm gonna crack the expedition map over here. Yep, gonna get a risk. Gonna get a Mystic Sanctuary. Yep, there we go.
Does literally nothing here, but I'm gonna get it anyway.
What do you mean it does nothing? It gets you your free interaction.
Oh, free interaction. Yeah, that's on my to-do list.
I mean, there is a creature that swings for 8, so free snuff out sounds okay.
End of turn, draw and discard. Draw. We'll discard. Island.
All right, discarding an island to Vohar. A little activation there. A little banter back and forth about who should and should not be beat down right now. The combo decks are seeking to possum now that they have been dumpstered on. I'm not a threat. Don't worry about me. I'm not scary. Never. That being said, Nate and Matt definitely have good positions right now. Okay, you find a villain's lair.
What? What do you want me to do about it?
Gotta get the funny glasses on, like last night. He said, yeah, he doesn't necessarily get to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's offering to take that Monarch back for Gator. Yep, the Gator is needing to draw cards right now. He needs to recover after that foil, basically. Vohar has been buffering its life total though nicely with the with that looting effect. So. All right, we'll see how this plays out here. I'm curious to see who Matt comes after. That's an Academy Wall too. Ooh, very nice card here from Gator. 0/5 blocker. Honored Heirloom. God, this is a beating right now. Oh, wow. This Honored Heirloom, folks, is like a must counter probably from Gator. I'll be interested to see if Gator decides to cast this. Wow, Mirror Enforcer. I'm really surprised that Gator did not counter that Honored Heirloom. That is such a pounding to his deck. Making a Golem. I think that the pressure that is coming up, Matt's deck is going hard as fuck right now. This deck is doing its thing. It basically didn't have to interact with the infinite combo. It got to establish its board, and then when the infinite combo went off, the blue players were like obligated to deal with it and spend all of their cards so that everybody didn't die. So like Gator got martyred for everybody else to still be in this game, and then Matt Edwards like cackles to the bank, casts, you know, like loads up on Golem Foundry, and now is going to swing with a titanic amount of damage. Curious to see who he goes for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 artifacts on table. That is a 7 damage trigger from the Sword Jack. Real quick, just a quick check. Fathom Fleet Sword Jack. Where did that go? Okay, cool. So puzzle. Thanks. They're discussing the interaction between commanders going to the graveyard and then being sent to the command zone, and whether that triggers Tormod. That's kind of a busted interaction. I gotta say, lads, that makes that Tormod Roguerack deck a whole hell of a lot better. It makes all Tormod decks better, actually. Everybody's trying to avoid having another really scuffed game. Looks like Gator had got exiled by the software. Software rejected him. Siphon Mind. Wow, this is going to be a slugfest between Matt and Nate. I don't know that the removal that Nate has in his deck is going to be sufficient for the Fathom Fleet, because the Fathom Fleet, like, look at how much mana he's got. He can encore this thing. If it gets killed, then he just casts it and then encores it again. It's a lot of damage, and I don't think Nate's gonna have any good life gain in the deck other than maybe Gary. So this is powerful. This is very powerful. Ooh, interesting. Gator is responding to the Siphon Mine. Alex Smith saying, "Oh damn, I never realized that commanders do hit the grave before going to the command zone. So many missed triggers." Yeah, no, it's that is a really powerful thing to do, especially with Tormod, right? Because every time your commander dies, you make a 2/2. That's so good. Well, whenever your other commander dies. So when Roguerack dies, so that means that in this case there would have been one more 2/2 on the board when they cast the Village Rites. I really like the idea of Nate's deck, and that you're playing like Costly Plunder, Village Rites, Deadly Dispute, Reckoner's Bargain on the Roguerack as a way to not only make zombie tokens, but to have a free way to draw 2 right out of the command zone with those cards. And then also it's serving to be like culling the weak fodder, Infernal Plunge, the kind of stuff like that. Also works nicely with the Edict effects too, because you can just put your commander out there and then just kind of like upgrade Roguerack into a 3/1. It's like free fodder in the command zone. It's very good. Yeah, that's sweet. There we go, and we got Gator back. Excellent. There we go. Yep. And just want to check in one more time with you. For those of you who are actively watching right now, how is the audio balance between my voice and the people in the game? Is it layering in a weird way? I can't hear. I don't have any monitor effects playing right now. and I want to make sure that it's not too hectic for you guys. I want to get that audio level just right so that what you're hearing is not like a jumbled mix of me talking over them. I want their voices to be quiet. I'm going to cast You Find the Villain's Lair. Yeah, okay, they're a touch too low. Okay, we can raise that up a little bit. Touch too low. There we go. Cool, thanks Dallas, appreciate it. Individual players aren't going to be consistent with their audio output. Yeah, but people don't change their audio output levels that often, so as long as I kind of get it about right, you know. Yeah. In the future though, maybe we'll have you in the booth and you and I can chat about things, and we'll be able to relay to everybody exactly what happens. So they're discussing the interaction between Academy Wall casting spells. And Vohar also discarded Darkness. Is and then discarded Counterspell. Yep. Wow. Yep. Siphon Mind's going to resolve. Oh, losing the Dimir Aqueduct. What is that last card from Gator? Because Dimir Aqueduct is an important part of making your combo work with Cloud Fairies. Because if you can go High Tide, yeah, or actually I guess High Tide doesn't work with Dimir Aqueduct, but basically it allows, if you flicker it, then you get, if you have Ghostly Flicker, you can Ghostly Flicker for 3, and you flicker the Cloud of Fairies. That makes you nets neutral mana on your Cloud of Fairies if you have an Archaeomancer. So you get Infinite Storm. And then I think after that, if you have High Tide, then the island that you're tapping for that as well then takes you mana positive and you go infinite. And once you go infinite, then you can do all sorts of stuff with Vohar to like return one of those instants from the graveyard. But do keep in mind that infinite is awfully hard when there's an Honored Heirloom on the battlefield. I really think Gator should have countered this. This is such a massive pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm surprised that resolved.
Well, hang on. That premise is only valid if you're attacking other people. If you're sending
I am attacking
2. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Because if you're only attacking me, send all of them.
Coming for Monarch, it looks like. Yep.
Yep. Take 4. Take 2.
Alright.
Taking a brief moment to check up on some Pokemon Go updates that just came through. We had Season 13 of Go Battle League, just had a bunch of move rebalances and updates, and I'm on a competitive team called Wing Attack, being coached and trained to get better at the game, so I was just checking in on some stuff that people had sent me there. The meta has all flipped around. Those of you that haven't played Pokemon Go before, the multiplayer is actually quite competitive and quite engaging, so. Kunks, can you count to 4? 1, 2. That's when you throw your charge attack. That's right. Yep. Well, it depends on what charge attack you have. Some of them charge very quickly. Some of them don't. There's all the over farming. There's the You know, the swap timers. You know, there's the fast move pressure. Knowing when to throw in a Pokemon that just eats like a third shield, basically. It's a lot of cool stuff. People I play with are some of the best players in the world too. It's wild. I learned about the whole timing thing, and I'm just going to stick to VGC, and my wife can stick to Pogo. Yeah, I mean, the competitive level is wild. It's a very, very challenging and complicated thing. Got Gretchen rebuilding here with a Utopia Sprawl. Puzzle is arguing why he shouldn't die.
That is definitely true.
Oh wait, what is this? Oh, Thrill of Possibility went into the graveyard for Matt. Okay, that's good. You know, it's funny actually. The this Thrill is actually quite good for Matt because he's basically anything in his graveyard will help minimize the effect of the Marrow Bone Gnar. And basically what Matt needs to do is to continue to add stuff into the graveyard so that Marrow Bone Gnar can't nick his Encore before he can do it, because he really needs to get that Encore to start hitting everybody for damage. Kunk's saying, I always joke about that too, about people needing to go to the mechanic to fix their alignment. Hey, Vohar activation. Man, Gator is in such a tough spot. I really don't envy where he's at. Yep, I mean, he's moving through his deck like with incredible rapidity, but look at all the cards he's had to discard though. Some really high quality shit. Like that Darkness would have been really helpful for like not dying to the Fathom Fleet. He's having to discard something really good. Yeah, he really should have countered that that Honored Heirloom. I was just like game over for him. Now he's got to discard a combo piece, and the Honored Heirloom is just waiting. He needs the Gush for card advantage, but the other card is a displace. Okay, so he discards his combo card so that he can, and that was the trigger off of the Academy Wall. So the Academy Wall forced him to discard either his combo card or the card that's going to dig him out of this mess, which is Gush. Gush is going to draw him a lot of cards, and he needs that. Absolutely needs it. The reality, though, is that Compulsive Research was going to draw him a lot of cards, too, so I don't know if Displace is the right thing to do, but he does have a Ghostly Flicker in the deck, and so it's not over. The problem with Vohar, and I will say this, Vohar is a cool commander, but the thing that kind of kills it for me, because I was excited about this at first, is that the ability to sacrifice Vohar to get an instant or a sorcery back from your graveyard is only activated as a sorcery, and that really hampers its ability to respond to Graveyard Hate. If it could be done in response to Graveyard Hate, then it would be very good, and it would be more relevant, but I think Vohar, because it doesn't have that, is not as exciting to me. So Gush, drawing some more cards. He's going to put 4 cards into his hand. 2 from the top of his deck and 2 of his lands. I don't envy him, though. Matt's in a great position here, although Nate is sitting on 7 cards right now. Nate with 7 cards and 24 life. It's kind of insane. I actually think that Matt might need to consider pointing some damage at Nate. He's going to get out of control really quick. Although his golems will keep pace with the zombies. Mystic Sanctuary coming back into play. The Gush allowed him to reuse that. So the Gush brought back the Mystic Sanctuary. He could target the Displace and just get the Graveyard Hate out of the way, or he could target something that isn't going to get Honored Heirloom. So the better thing is that what he's going to do here is he's going to pick something that isn't Displace, because then Matt won't exile it. He'll just hold up his Honored Heirloom. because the risk would be that he then plays like Archaeomancer and then gets the displace back.
Help you when you're stopping Swordjack coming at you.
Yeah, it's gonna do good.
There's a.
Real good.
And then I'm going to.
I don't think it would be correct for Matt to come at Gator. I think Matt really needs to swing at Nate.
I don't have the hang on. Let me do this properly.
Gator's now going to go and swing to go get the Monarch.
Game actions. I got to clock Nate for 1.
Yep.
So I take back my Monarch. I have that many.
Wow. He rebuilt really quickly. 2 of them are lands, though. We know that. He's going to be able to loot the lands away with the Academy wall. So Nate's going to elect to take 1 here. Just allow that Monarch to go. I think he's probably saving like a Terminate or something like that for the Fathom Fleet, potentially. Depending, he may ask and say, hey, where are you going with that Fathom Fleet before the attack trigger? And then if Matt doesn't say, then, you know.
I would.
Noyark, yeah, what's up, Noyark? Glad to have you here. Yes, it's Vohar. I love that fish. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in love with it. Not in love with it at all, actually. It's just so limited. But it does. I like that it buffers life totals. I like that it has a win condition in the command zone. But it just the fact that the sacrifice to recover the spell is sorcery speed really hampers it, I think. So seize the spoils is discarding a mountain. Great Furnace in play. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, geez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 artifacts in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 artifacts in play. Dude, this Fathom Fleet Swordjack trigger is going to be heavy. Heavy, fam. 10 damage. Yep, see, this is Nate saying, hold on, where are you going? Because I'm gonna, yeah, are you swinging at me? I'll kill it in response if so.
I'm not allowed to divulge this information currently, as it may affect the game.
Wait, what's going on?
He's gonna force Nate to kill the Fathom Fleet.
So here's the deal. Gator is the Monarch, correct?
Yep.
Gator is also a combo player. That does life.
Matt should be swinging at Nate. Nate's sitting on 7 cards in hand.
At you currently, except for the fact that you're at the highest life and you have a fairly decent sized board state.
He's missing the fact that there's 7 cards in hand.
All that. So what are you telling me?
I'm just giving you information that I have.
I have that as well. Okay.
They're a little bit of verbal sparring here.
If I'm swinging at you or not. Because
I see.
It might.
I want you to do your damage though, Matt. Just not.
I do too.
So what Matt really is doing here is he's saying, Nate, if you think that this is coming at you, you need to kill it right now. And Matt doesn't care if it dies or not. He's just gonna encore it, and encore is uncounterable.
So your main priority is
Matt should be swinging at Nate with the trigger, and then the 4/3 attacks the Gator.
Like,
no, it's good for the format. Nate didn't bounce my Swordjack.
Yep. So I think this is yeah. Matt needs to swing at Nate, nug him for 10, and then swing token and 4/4 at Gator to gain the Monarch.
Trying to figure out like what the conversation.
Puzzle is sitting here with 1 card in hand. He does have Gretchen, and he can activate Gretchen to start drawing cards, which is good. Don't want to forget that Gretchen is there, but like Gretchen has 1 card in hand. So I really think that it is Matt. Yep.
Gator, Swordjack, and
Swordjack.
Golem. Yep, Swordjack has vigilance.
Wow.
Yeah, this is not correct in my opinion. I really think that Matt needs.
Obvious there, Nate.
Nope.
What in the fuck are you doing, dude? Like,
I'm attacking you.
Easy.
He's gonna die. Yeah.
Realistically, though, Gator.
Sure, I'm gonna counter whatever you do.
Like, yeah, no, I think like no criticism towards the players here. I think Matt needs to be swinging at Nate. He's missing the fact that there's 7 cards in hand.
That you alluded to.
No,
I have to keep you on lockdown before I forget about you.
Yeah. Alex saying I should really run Fathom Fleet in my Jolene EDH deck. Noyark saying the fact that an opponent wants you to attack an opponent and deal a substantial amount of damage to them is a considerable reason to wonder if that helps you as much as you think it does.
I'm not worried about Dallas. Nate is a tiny problem, but I have like blockers and whatnot. I'm good.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, this is devastating for Gator. He's
I'll take all of it.
I can understand being salty about it. That is brutal. Yeah. He's gonna take 14. So he's taking 14 here in an effort to say, I am no longer a threat. Don't come after me, and I'm gonna possum hard. That's the gambit. That's why he's not blocking the Fathom Fleet at all. Is he's sending a message here saying, I am not the threat at the table.
Zero.
It literally makes 0 sense.
Yeah, I understand where he would feel might feel that way.
Puzzle has
1 card in hand.
Yeah,
oh man, this is one of those moments where I want to hop in chat and offer my perspective on this, but I'm muted right now for them, and that's a good thing because I'm not supposed to. Shouldn't be interacting with their board state with the gameplay.
7 in hand.
Plus, it's fun to watch this all go down.
I'm so confused here, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the Monarch.
Yep, he's taking the Monarch. I think that the way that I think Matt could have done this would have swing the 3/3 and the 4/4 at Gator, guaranteeing that you get the Monarch, and then swing the Fathom Fleet at Nate, because Nate's got 7 cards in hand. I really think that is super scary, really scary. 10 cards in hand, 7 cards in hand.
I'll draw for Monarch.
All right. In response to, looks like you already drew, but
sure.
I will exile Rite of Flame with my Gnar, and I will.
Yeah, Nate's gonna go. Dude, Nate is gonna go so fucking hard with this Marrowbone Gnar. You just watch. It's gonna be cast a black spell, untap. What is it gonna be? Is it cast down? Cast down, untap Marrowbone Gnar, exile it, make another 2/2. Next turn, 7 cards in hand. He's gonna produce like 12 zombies. Terminate, exactly what I thought. Yeah.
Terminate your 4/4.
Yeah, he doesn't want to kill the commander.
My 4/4.
Yeah. Oh man, Matt. Yeah.
Okay.
Alex saying watch 5B lands. Oh yeah. Hey, that's possible. Yeah, I mean it's always possible. Yep, he's gonna untap now. And then he's going to Marrowbone Gnar because it untaps it. Exile the Terminate, or the Terminate, and make another 2/2. Getting Culling Week out. Okay. Yeah, this is big spooky. Big spooky. Oh man, imagine if Matt had just said, "Hey, I'm not telling you who I'm attacking," and then Nate has to decide who he is going to use that Terminate on, or whether he's going to use it at all. And then Matt just hits him. Take 10. Half your life total's gone. But I think that opportunity is past now, because now it's guaranteed that Matt is swinging at Nate. And so Nate will just kill it pre-combat. And in the meantime, he's going to have a huge border.
Nate, I'm not countering shit you do.
No, see, and Nate shouldn't kill Gator, because Gator is at such a low life total right now that he can stick around. Exactly. Yeah, he just said that. No, you can stick around. Exactly. That's miserable. Such a tough position to be in, but you don't.
Like, isn't the point of your deck, Matt, to trade the Sword Jack to make multiples of it? Like,
no. The point of the deck is to put people's life to 0. I got pretty close there.
The salt flows.
Yeah, I don't know why you did.
No point there.
What do you mean? You would have more life.
Nah.
That means more game, more chances to win.
Nah, don't need it. You told me I'm a life gain deck.
Well, I said.
Can we get some salt shakers in chat? I have to admit.
Puzzle already used his.
I'm lolling over this.
Back down to kind of where the rest
are.
All right, this is big spooky.
4 at puzzle and.
Yep, 4 at puzzle makes a lot of sense. Just keep that pressure on. Yeah. Yeah, no, I really think I agree, Noyark. So Noyark says if Matt can't beat Nate and loses to him, he just threw his opportunity to win. Swordjack is too easy to stop from a Rakdos deck. Yeah, absolutely.
I will respond to damage.
Yeah, well, the thing with the Swordjack is that it kind of like there's a lot of mind games. Yeah, I agree. I like it a lot. I think it's in a good position.
0 life, and I will
But look at this card draw. I mean, this Rakdos engine is just like online. Nate hasn't been pressured at all. He's just been drawing cards and building a board. It's really, really gross. He's going to make so many zombies. I told you 12 zombies. It's coming. The moan of the unhallowed is echoing in the deep. And these undead are coming for that booty. Pirate booty. Like,
damage happens, I would become Monarch.
Yep. Yeah, how much is Matt taking here?
Let's do Opal Palace.
So Matt took 8, I want to say. Yep. Man.
Let's pass.
Oh, it's not good. He's not going to be able to get his attack triggers because now he knows, like, it's obvious that Matt has to go. Matt has to go at Nate now, right?
I'll respond to that.
Yeah. Says Noyark saying Nate is famous for turtling and slowly but surely getting there. Swordjack is not built for this. You know, you're absolutely right. No, Nate's a very talented player, and he knows when to shut up and not draw attention to himself. And he's done that, right? He had a Marrow-Bonar, which is a combo card in that deck. Like,
is this good, Matt?
And 7 cards. He's passing with 7 cards in the Monarch. This is so raw. Ugh. Yeah, it's tough. I really think that was, because what Matt needs is to be able to 2-shot him. He needs to be able to go in, get him down to like 10 or something, and then on the next one it gets killed, and on the next one then he gets there, right? It's like there's a tempo to this here. And I just, yeah. And Gator is in a position now where it's like him interacting with the board doesn't actually change the outcome of his death. So it means that he, like, in a lot of ways can't he can't do anything that's king making, right? If something's going to happen that kills him, he's still going to lose to Nate. Like, for example, if Swordjack goes to the graveyard and then Matt brings it back, it will kill Gator, and then Gator will have to respond to that, which means that Nate won't die.
Go ahead.
So, it's rough. But hey, you live and you learn, right? Like, there's parts of this game that are really hard to see when you don't know what is in people's hands, right? Which may change someday. We've got some spicy ideas about how to take this content to a whole nother level with information on hands, so that we can all see that.
Spoils of Victory.
Spoils of Victory. Okay, going and finding a Mystic Sanctuary.
Mystic Sanctuary?
Yeah.
That will be what I'm getting, yes.
And I don't know that Matt actually does anything about this. I think that's fine.
No foil?
They're asking if Gator's got a foil.
That must mean no.
Noyark saying, I figure Swordjack's priority of attacks needed to be linked to each deck's ability to generate card advantage. It's mono red. You can't draw cards well.
All right. Do you care about foiling a Spoils of Victory, Gator?
No, obviously no.
No. Yeah.
If you try to win the game, I'm gonna counter that. That's literally.
I am nowhere near that.
Yeah, Puzzle saying, I am nowhere near going to combo. Gator says, yeah, you go ahead. You can have that Spoils of Victory. But yeah. The Fathom Fleet having done. Yeah, I don't know. It just, yeah, it's.
We're in the same boat, Puzzle. Like, me and you're like.
Yeah.
For life here.
Yep.
They really, basically Gator and Puzzle need to gang up on Nate.
I guess
they need to help Matt kill Nate. Yeah, interesting. So Urza's Glasses to be able to know what people have in hand. Yeah, so Glasses of Urza is a really, really good card. It's 1 mana, you tap it, you get to look at people's hands. It's an artifact, which is great because it feeds the Swordjack. It's cheap, gives you perfect information for the whole game on basically like 2 players.
I don't know.
So.
I don't know what it gets, because all of his combo pieces are like 4 drops.
So you're holding it for me?
It gets them in. Gets them in untapper.
It does get you an untapper,
which is
see, but you can hear Nate arguing that he should use the honored heirloom on puzzle. This is, I mean, it's like the honored heirloom isn't going to help anybody else, but like nobody should be doing anything Nate tells them to do right now at all. He has an Opal Palace in play. Like when he casts his Rogue Rack, he's going to be able to make a big Rogue Rack. You bet he has another sacrifice effect. He casts Rogue Rack, sacks it, does a bunch of degenerate shit, makes a bunch of zombies, and then eventually he casts Rogue Rack for like, for like 7, and it comes out big, with Opal Palace. You can win with that. So
that's good.
This is tough. Really tough.
Pass the turn.
Yeah, Noyark, hop on in, baby.
I'll take a quick turn so I can go.
Let's do it.
On my son. Draw. Island. What does it do? This literally does nothing. I have nothing in my graveyard. Lovely. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Transmute Dizzy Spell. Is that good?
Yeah.
Transmuting Dizzy Spell for High Tide.
Oh, sure. Problematic.
Nah, not really. I don't have any of the other pieces.
Yeah.
If you got quick eyes, you could see that when I look through my deck.
Yeah. Getting High Tide.
Attack me. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not.
I mean, the Displace is gone. All that's left is like the Ghostly Flicker.
Yeah.
There's not an Archaeomancer.
We got High Tide.
Archaeomancer ability with Snap is infinite mana.
So
and then he gets everything in his graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, Gator's not out of this. He's got a few cards in hand. I think he's probably got one more land in hand right now from the Gush. He is, he's possuming well. He needs to possum. He needs to get the Monarch.
Who's the Monarch?
Yeah.
Boy.
Matt, you're the Monarch?
No, it's Nate.
I said your boy.
Hey, let's see here.
Nate, I try to win you again.
Matt, your Monarch token is still in play.
Yeah, that's why I said Matt. So try to win you, Nate.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. Take the 1. Take the Monarch.
Yeah, Noyark, I'll work it out. You just hop in chat and I'll figure it out, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Move to end step. I will have to discard down. So draw. Discard down. Oh, land. Yay. And continue with your thing, Matt.
Cool.
All right. Noyark, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me just check my audio and everything. Could you just give me a couple of peeps?
Check 1, 2. Check
okay,
1, 2.
Check. Yeah, we'll get you up here in volume. Say something loud.
I'm saying something loud.
Okay, perfect. There we go. Good stuff. Okay, so I am just making sure that we've got all of this. Oh, I got to get the music. Music's gone away here. Got to go back. Get that music playing there. Okay, cool.
How do I view the game in real time instead of over the stream?
Let's see. So that's a good question. You know what? I can actually, I will stream it to you.
Cool.
Which will be the OBS, I think. Right? So is that coming through clear to you?
Yep, I can see.
Great, awesome. Well, hey, dude, glad to have you in chat with me here. Could tell you were engaged in the game there.
Yeah, I like talking about decks like Fathom Fleet Swordjack because I think there's a lot of power to be found here, and I think there might be like that turn where Matt attacked Gator. It seems we've come to a consensus that might have been an error, and my idea is, like, I haven't taken the time to build Swordjack on my own, but I think there's some fundamental changes in the deck's identity that might need to be made, because it seems to crutch very heavily on Swordjack to do its thing, and like it should be there to finish somebody off, and
so basically like
somebody in the scramble mode,
so like a mono red sort of
to be in scramble there.
Yeah, there's I think that the deck as it's currently constructed functions properly. I just think that it demands really really accurate target assessment, And what we saw there was Matt highly... basically, Matt, I think Matt may not have actually known that Nate had 7 cards in hand. I think that's actually what happened. Because what we're seeing here is that Gator is essentially like kind of out of the game to a degree. Like he may have an opportunity, but the moment the Encore comes back, like there's no way to counter that, and he won't have anything to do about it except for maybe like kill the attacking token. But I think that the attacking token, they come in attacked and attacking, right? For each opponent.
They come in with an assigned player they have to attack. You do get a chance to destroy the one that is coming at you before the attacks are declared.
Got it. Yeah. So he could do that to stay alive, but basically my thought was that huge card advantage in hand for Nate, major engine on board, producing a ton of damage, has Opal Palace in play. It just felt like that really needed to be at Nate, and that Nate would not have killed the Sword Jack. I don't think he would have. I think he would have said, okay, like, go at who you want, right? I would have held my cards close to my hand and forced him to use the Terminate. He doesn't want to use Terminate on Fathom Fleet. Like, nobody wants to have to kill this thing.
Well, doesn't it feel like a fundamental, oversight in the deck building construction where if your main threat, your commander, is causing this problem where before you move to combat, everybody has to have this discussion about who you're possibly attacking. And by doing that and not having a big enough density of other threats in your deck to make use of, to pressure people with, that you've created the commander tax problem for yourself in a way that isn't helpful.
I suppose so. I think the way that the deck does that is it's very honest about what it's doing. And the Encore is what helps you get around that, basically, right? Because the Encore is saying, sure, counter and kill it, counter and kill it, counter and kill it. It's coming through eventually. And then when it finally does come through, like, look how many artifacts he has in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Look at how much mana he has in play compared to how many things he can do.
Yeah, he has 1 card in hand. He can draw another card off Mind Stone. Well, the thing is that as long as you have enough mana, you can always just Encore it, right?
Like, you can cast it, you can Encore
cast it,
so
Encore it,
it needs to have haste. But so, like, what if alongside of it you had some of these big robots?
Yeah, so like, he has
other things. You need to have other things that require instant speed interaction.
Yep.
Because otherwise, all of the instant speed interaction just goes towards your commander before you get to attack with it.
I'm going to drop a link in chat here for everybody to see, so we can take a look at the deck. That is Fathom Fleet. We have Victim of Night going towards what? I think it's on Sword Jack. Yeah. Yep, it's on Sword Jack. Yep, this is what we anticipated. He goes to combat. He needed that damage from previously, and now Nate's going to be able to tempo him out of the game. He's going to be able to exile. I believe this is exile target card. No, target player removes a card from his or her graveyard from the game. So if Nate can exile and can cast enough black spells, he might actually be able to take Fathom Fleet out of the graveyard, which would be pretty massive because that haste is so important. So what Matt's gonna have to do is sack the Mind Stone and start like basically producing stuff in his graveyard so that Bone Marrow Gnar or the Marrow Bone Gnar doesn't go ahead and exile his way of winning, which is basically he needs to produce multiple Fathom Fleet Sword Jacks out of the graveyard, attacking until Nate doesn't have a removal spell for it and just dies. But I don't know that he has time anymore. I just don't know that he has time.
Noyar, can you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, also, Rograk's an interesting choice to pair with Tormod.
Yeah, it's funny. I'd really thought that this wasn't going to be useful, but it just goes to show the ingenuity of some of the players we have playing here in cPDH. Nate's an amazing deck builder, and Rograk gives incredible capacity for this deck to use some of the most broken spells ever printed. Culling the Weak is a great example. We have, like 1 mana gain, 1 mana Dark Ritual basically with Infernal Plunge, and the whole concept behind this Rograk Tormod deck is that it is turboing out some form of sustained value extremely fast with Rogue Rack. So like turn 1, Rogue Rack, Swamp, Calling the Ritual, Vicious Battle Rager. This deck can produce a turn 1 Vicious Battle Rager, a turn 1 Thorn of the Black Rose, turn 1 Crimson Fleet Commodore, and like ride that.
Seeing
basically.
Turbo Initiative come into.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, that's good. That's a really good use of Rogue Rack.
Yep,
I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with that card.
So here's the other thing: is that we were talking about this earlier, but Rogue Rack, when it dies, it is going to the graveyard first and then going to the command zone, and so you get triggers off of Tormod. And so
yeah, it's great.
Late game, you're just like, oh, Whale of the Nim. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, props to Nate. He keeps coming up with these really cool and interesting decks.
Yeah, and he's among one of the more premier deck builders in this format right now, contributing massively to the cPDH deck database. For those of you that haven't checked it out or aren't familiar with the format, you got to go check it out.
Blast.
But he's producing a lot of really cool stuff, and this Rogue Rack Tormod deck looks like something I would want to play.
Yeah, no, this looks great. I've wanted to make Tormod work for a while, and I don't like the way Gormod feels because it's more Ghost than it is Tormod.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's all Ghost, and Tormod just helps finish the game. It's like
my
all
first
it's there for.
Take on Tormod that I really liked was paired with Jalanra, and I should revisit it.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Psychotic.
I really like that mana dork in the command zone that draws cards.
What the fuck is this? He's madnessing a discard spell into play with Psychotic Episode off of Vohar. Target player reveals their hand and the top card of their library. You choose a card revealed this way. That player puts that card on the bottom of their library. And now we're gonna see what's in. Dude, this is such a broken hand. Oh my god. Oh. You know, it's like we didn't have X-ray vision, but we all knew this was a problem. But like, what do you take?
Is that Harvest Pyre?
That's Harvest Pyre. So you take Tortured Existence, but like Crypt Rats kills him. So if he takes Tortured Existence, because that's the card that's going to win him the game, then he plays Crypt Rats and he kills Vohar, right? Like if you take Crypt Rats, then
you don't take Crypt Rats here.
Because now if he's taking Crypt Rats, then he can actually use Tortured Existence with Dimir Houseguard to repeatedly tutor up cards like Pestilence. Like,
yeah, I was thinking you probably
there?
take Dimir Houseguard there.
Oh man, that's really tough. I mean, that's a really tough. That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know what the right answer is there, but I think the right answer was that Matt needed to clock Nate earlier, and that would have done some work there. Would have meant that Nate would have had to play a little more scared. But look at this, Nate's untapping now. He's get to make more zombies. Like, jeez, how many? I told chat 12 zombies is what we're gonna hit.
Based on that hand reveal, my money's on Puzzlebox right now.
Puzzle has one card in hand.
It's a combo deck. He's gonna sit there and nobody's gonna pay attention to him, and he's gonna bust it out. And it's gonna happen.
I will say, Gator has a fuckload of cards in hand.
That's what Vohar do, baby.
Oh, what the hell? Fish. Wait, how? Okay, I mean, maybe we've got more of a game here. I mean, it's spooky. I think
I don't know if he's running them. But you know the Eidolons?
Yep. The Eidolons are good here. Yeah.
Like those cards, Vohar is their home, and I require that those cards have a home.
Because they're good in a specific context. I will say...
for chat, the Eidolons are these 4-mana creatures that have text on them that say, if they are in your graveyard, when you cast a multicolored spell, they return to your hand.
Which one?
So with the looting from Vohar, they're free draw, and when you cast Vohar, they come back to your hand, or when you cast any other multicolored spell. And what's really cool about them is if you generate infinite mana, the Eidolons have their own sacrifice outlets on them. So they do turn into win conditions if you go infinite, because you can sacrifice Vohar to herself and cast Vohar to return them to your hands.
Yep.
And so this one, the Entropic Eidolon mills people, and the Enigma Eidolon, no, that's the Enigma. The Entropic Eidolon is the black one, deals 3 damage to people. So they do turn into
a win
conditions, while also just being a part of the deck that helps you continue to draw cards with Vohar. I have tried to build this deck. I'm not. My brew isn't good, but I love it.
We do have something happening here. We have a high tide triggering Vohar and the Academy wall here, pitching a Merfolk Looter. I'm not sure what this is doing because he tapped his island instead of his command tower.
Is that a Cloud of Fairies in play?
It is a Cloud of Fairies in play. Yep, this combo piece has been sitting out here the whole game. And if he does go infinite in some way, or infinite mana, then he can, let's see, we don't really have a way to untap. Yeah, looks like Gator's dead. Yep, Gator was just looking for something, anything, but he's gone. Too many cards in play. Gator's probably feeling a little bit of the tilt. I definitely understand that. He was attacked. And
so here's what's going to happen now.
Yeah, this is...
Matt is going to focus on Nate.
Yep,
Nate
and
is
Gretchen
have to use resources on Matt, and Puzzlebox is going to oopsie backdoor into the combo and win this game.
Yeah, because we have to remember we have he can do 1 activation of Gretchen, and then he'll have 2 more on board. But here's the thing, he's at 9. You know, like he doesn't have.
He's at 9.
He does have a Weather the Storm in the graveyard. So
if Nate chooses to kill Puzzlebox here, I think Nate wins.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, Matt is not beating Nate.
Yeah, no, I think Matt's going to really struggle to beat Nate here. Although Nate only has 3 cards in hand, but I'm sure that there's a removal spell in there. So, yeah, I'm sure Gator is really commenting on the choice of targets there. Earlier,
I'm really impressed with this Raptor
Pestilence
Tormod. I'm a huge fan of this.
Oh my god, Nate just like going and finding Pestilence. Is that what's happening here, or did he just draw it? He's just revealing that card.
Did he transmute the Dimir House Guard? Huh. Honestly, I thought it might do. I mean, if he's trying to kill them both at the same time, that's probably the way to go. That might be correct. Yeah. I thought that the Dimir House Guard was actually going to sit and play and just be this impossible blocker. Like,
yeah, I think Nate's going to overload everybody's answers here, and one of those, like, they're going to have to, like, Puzzlebox will have to counter Pestilence, and now that Fathom Fleet is in the graveyard, Gretchen is just going to die to an encored Fathom Fleet, because the only answer that Puzzlebox has is, like, I think Echoing Truth in the deck, and there's no way to counter it. It's uncounterable, the encore. Nate Diggity's not going to take that thing out of his graveyard with the Marrowbone Mar. He's just going to continue to build up a board. He's got a blocker for the Swordjack. So you can see Puzzlebox is activating his Gretchen to try and dig. What Puzzlebox really needs right now is to get the Weather the Storm. But if he gets Weather the Storm, I think that Matt will go ahead and exile that with his Honored Heirloom.
So I was talking about earlier how Matt might not have enough just big other threats to throw on the board.
Yep.
I want to pull up some of my favorites that I think he should be running that I don't know if he is, just because I think they are that good. Let me see.
Yeah,
here.
we have Mirror Enforcer, Sojourner's Companion, Falconwrath Celebrants, Hoarding Ogre, Golem Foundry, Rapacious Dragon, Arcbound Tracker, Tiamat's Fanatics. So he actually does have like a pretty good threat base.
Those are fine, but his whole deck is about getting you dead, and those cards attack well.
Yeah,
but that's it. And they could be things that get you dead more. And those things that get you dead more are Coal Hauler Swine and Sun-Crowned Hunters. Sun-Crowned Hunters is this other weird version of Coal Hauler Swine that I found that I'm a huge fan of. Definitely should be probably running both of those. And as far as other like things to do with your mana, to also have a curve that does things before your Swordjack comes down. Card that I think is kind of underplayed that I really like, Wojek Bodyguard and Barging Sergeant. These are both from our third time in Ravnica, where Boros got the Mentor ability, and Mentor can be pretty powerful.
We have some action here. We have a Strider Harness from Puzzle, along with an Untapper, giving haste to his Arbor Elf, allowing him to untap his land that makes oodles of mana. this might just be simply for like 2 activations. This might be a bit of a value play. 2 activations, and then counter the Pestilence.
We might just go here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dude, Matt does not have enough artifacts in play to one-shot puzzle. Oh my god.
He shouldn't even try, right? Like, if he kills Puzzlebox, Nate is gonna run him over.
Yeah, dude, this is kind of looking like go time. Puzzlebox is gonna take this game. Is it? I mean, yeah, like, interesting.
I called it. I did tell you.
Well, but here's the thing. So you're totally right. The thing is that Matt can't not attack Puzzlebox because of the Encore thing. Right? The attacks each turn if able. Yeah. So if he Encores, he will have to send something at Puzzle, which means that Puzzle will go to 1, he would die to a 2/2, or maybe just like, you know. Actually, maybe Nate wouldn't be able to assign the damage to him. He'd probably have to send everything at Matt. Matt getting that Radiant Fountain, definitely going to be relevant this game. Puzzlebox with, looks like a little hard to see his mana tracker there. I'm going to see if I can talk to him real quick about that. Hey, Puzzle, would you take a moment and just shift your lands up a little bit so we can see that mana tracker?
It is now empty, but yes.
Okay, cool. Very good. Thank you. All right. Cool. Wow. Yeah, we've got an exciting game here, folks. Just want to take a moment to thank everybody who has stuck around in chat for this great live stream today. We've had a bunch of people hanging out. Appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for liking the video and subscribing to the content. You're really helping push this channel forward. And if you want to see more of this live content and get notified about it when it happens, go ahead and click the bell icon to get notifications on when we're going live. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. We have a Gift of Paradise landing. We now have just like the metric fuck ton of land. That was a gain 3 off of the Gift of Paradise. Highly relevant. It means that Matt can only put Puzzle to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If he has another artifact, okay, another artifact means another Golem. So that's 9. Golem becomes 10. Another blocker. So Fathom Fleet can 10 Puzzlebox, take him to 2.
Hey Ryan, I lost the stream.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I mean I can see the stream that everybody else sees, but I lost the one in the recording booth.
There we go. We'll go OBS. Here we go. Is that coming through clear?
Yes.
Yep. So he played a Gift of Paradise, gained 3. He played a Kessig Flame Breather. We have a Kessig Flame Breather as a blocker. He's got 1 more card in hand. He's going to Encore the Fathom Fleet. Man, if that was that was a different creature. So he's going to come out and he's got 1 more card in hand and he's got 2 mana. So maybe equipping the Haunted Cloak. But you're going to see like Nate's not going to just like allow this to happen yet. He's going to Harvest Pyre it. He's going to kill it. He's going to make another zombie. This is huge.
Right, and so now what's going to happen is Matt's going to still feel that he needs to get value out of this play. His Swordjack that's going to go at Puzzlebox is going to probably still attack.
Well, it has to, right? It's an Encore token, so it's like it must attack. So yeah,
if he can't force it not to, he's going to dunk Puzzlebox out of the game, which is the only thing that's standing between him and Nate.
Exactly. Yeah, puzzle based. Yeah, this is really tough. And this all comes back to that 1 turn because it's a tempo thing, right? Like he needed to get Nate to where he could do the Fathom Fleet thing a couple of times, and one of them would have, and then like 2 of them would eventually get through, right? The one thing that is going to be helpful here is that Haunted Cloak does give it trample and does give it haste and vigilance, so that's a good thing. I think that Matt's still in the game. He's got blockers that he can block profitably with. But he's going to take a ferocious amount of damage on this next crackback. Man, Harvest Pyre just being like such a goated spell in this deck.
I love that card.
It makes me think that you could even play stuff like collateral damage and reckless abandon. Primarily collateral damage, and Heartfire actually would be better, which I'll bring up on the screen here, because you can sacrifice the 2/2s.
Back in the old days of 60 card Pauper, I had this Teamer Graveyard Madness Hooting Mandrills deck.
Oh, sick.
It had like 3 different directions you could take it based on its card draw engine, where you could do Madness with like the Arrogant Worm and the other red one. You could go a little bit faster, and you could have Werebears in the deck.
Oh, I do love me some Werebears.
It could do, like, you could put this in the sideboard, or you could just have it as a juke and do a different sideboard. And so I would show up to my local Pauper events with this deck. You could put in Thermo Alchemists and Firebrand Archers into the main deck, and it would still function just fine as like this Teamer Spells deck. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's really fun.
The deck was so mutable. I love that deck. I've got it in paper. I could go grab it.
I'm going to leave you on this. You can commentate on this for a little bit. I need to go use the restroom, but yeah, take us through this turn.
All right. Well, chat, I've never been in this position before. This is fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that... Yeah, so this is going to kill Puzzlebox, right? Nate's going to... I mean, this game is functionally over. I'd be interested to see if any of you guys in chat believe that... if you thought Matt's attack where he took out Gator was correct. Yeah, a board wipe would wow.
Wait, is there a board wipe?
No.
No?
Alex Smith in chat said like a breath weapon.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And you know, Matt actually he doesn't have any way to dig for it, does he? So he would have to naturally draw. He would have to naturally draw, like, if he gets a Monarch card or any sort of card draw, he could draw into it, but he needs Fiery Cannonade, Breath Weapon. Oh, that's a Pestilence.
That's the game.
That is probably game, because he can also, if he casts recast Swordjack, he's got 3 black. He can filter. Yeah, oh wait, no, that's not true. He doesn't have any untapped creatures. He's got Survivor's Encampment and Holdout Settlement, which only wait. No, he can't.
Are those supposed to be multicolored lands with Rogue Rack? That's
he can't activate. One sec. I need to hop in really quick. Hey, right. Real quick, just a quick question. You've got the Pestilence in play here. Was that activated?
Yes, one time.
Oh, and they blocked. I see. Got it. Okay. Yep. Cool. Okay, so the way that interaction worked there is that those all those things blocked creatures, and so they had 2 damage registered on them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the Holdout Settlement and the Survivor's Encampment look like they're supposed to be tech for untapped dual lands, which might be pretty important for the early game to do some fast stuff, but that might be a huge shortcoming, because Rogue Rack can't always be in play, and sometimes you do Alpha Strike people. I
think it's because he wants to do all untapped lands.
Might be a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. Alex, Jim Shooting Star saying, "Oh, the blocks. That's game." Yeah, I just don't think there's any way that Matt can climb out of this here. He can play the Swordjack out. He really just needed a breath weapon. That's all there is to it.
Something I've told Matt for a couple of decks: throw in some of those 6-mana creatures that are just fat.
Yeah, like boarding
more
party.
Things to soak up removal, because if your commander soaks up all the removal,
it's hard to take whole turns off.
You're running all these mana rocks already. Run things to play with them.
Yep. It's hard to take turns off, and that's kind of what you have to do with Fathom Fleet, is like you just run this thing out there over and over and over again until the table dies, which is smooth-brained but effective.
I wonder if Matt's got that new enchantment that enters the battlefield and does that draw discard effect, and then it can sacrifice to give things
bitter reunion.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased to see that entering our format. That's a great card.
Yeah, this is a good one, and actually for 60 card, this may enable some of the. It'll actually enable Unholy Heat. So if you're playing in a blue deck, like a red-blue Izzet deck, you could have Bitter Reunion paired with the new Modern Age, and then you've got enchantments, you've got creatures, you've got lands, because you've got brainstorms and like shuffle effects. So Unholy Heat could actually become relevant there. Which
we just need a Dragon's Rage channeler downshift, and then we can see Legacy decks and Pauper again.
Hey, I'm not opposed to it. Darcy would be exceptionally broken in Pauper, but
it might put the pressure on Tron that we need. But I do like Tron. I know you hate that.
We're not going to talk about Tron. I'm going to tilt off and just like go off on some crazy tangent.
All of my cool Pauper brews back in the day got wrecked by Tron.
Yeah,
it makes me so mad.
Tron ruins everybody's fun. Nobody's allowed to have fun when that deck is around. So this is basically game. I think that there's not enough mana here, and I think that is it. Let me just take a quick step in here. Nate, is that game over?
Yes, sir.
Did you win?
I did.
All right. So just to get you on the winner's booth here, folks, you'll be able to. Let me make sure we got audio coming through here. Nate, can you talk?
Yeah. Hello.
One more time.
Check.
Let's see. One more.
Hello.
There we go. Okay, good, cool, sweet. So we wanted to do a little play-by-play with you here on how this all went down. I'm gonna do a quick shift into a different scene here. Let's see. Boom. Cool. So essentially what I wanted to do was talk about the last sequences of the game there and take us back to two turns ago where you asked Matt, where is that Fathom Fleet Swordjack going? And on that turn, you had terminate, sort of called that one. And I think what we had kind of decided was that basically Matt needed to swing at you that turn without disclosing that he was going to swing at you to have a chance. Because it seemed to me that that the attack on Vohar ended up removing Gator from the game in a way that he was no longer a participant. He couldn't even like interact with stuff. Like there was like king making problems with that. What was your read at that moment? Were you going to kill that thing if he said, I am not going to tell you where I'm going? Were you going to kill it? Because you knew it would mean you, right? Interesting.
And something significant, like that was a huge turning point in the game, and it solidified your position very well for him to do that to Gator.
Yeah.
I mean, so Gator did have a full grip of cards. He had the high tide in hand. He was certainly upset by the play. I don't know if he could have got anywhere close, but so he plays high tide and then he sacks Vohar. He plays high tide again, and any sort of Archaeomancer effect would snap his infinite mana. Then he has access to his whole graveyard. He can use each card in his graveyard a single time. So it's not like it was a poor decision on Matt's part. It's just, swing at the combo player, and he thought he could beat me by drawing a board wipe, basically.
Yeah.
But he never did the board wipe.
It's interesting, though, because he did have an Honored Heirloom in play, and that was my one sort of criticism there, or constructive criticism, was that it's very hard for Vohar to go off with Honored Heirloom in play. I was actually surprised that the Honored Heirloom even resolved, because there was you find the Villain's Lair in Gator's hand, and it's hard as a Vohar player to go off when that permanent is in play.
I'll be honest, I think that Vohar's combo line should involve high tide in a way that it is being used as bait. You should be able to combo without needing high tide in Vohar. Your draw power is good enough.
Yeah, that could be definitely said for sure. I think the other thing that we noticed too was so if in that particular case we had Puzzle sort of like possuming pretty hard, was he close to assembling a win there? Because it seemed at the end of the game he went Strider Harness on the Arbor Elf, and that kind of like made it clear that like if he got another turn he would try and combo.
Yeah, he just needed like the 3-mana untapper Galvanic Alchemist.
Ouroboros Breed, the Galvanic or the Ouroboros Breeze Caller.
I mean, it's possible. I had answers in hand too.
Yeah,
like removal spell. So, but he could have had counter spell, so he could have won if he sequenced the right cards for sure, but unlikely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, here one thing I just want to I need to move us over to another scene so we can take a look at your deck. But I need to copy a couple of things over here really quick. So we're gonna go deck tech, and we will copy and paste these in here. Paste reference. Okay, cool. Can you talk for me really quick?
Testing.
One more.
Testing.
There we go. Okay, great. Cool. So let's take a look at that deck. Could you bring it up for me?
Bring it up where?
Or let's see. Actually, I can search for it. We'll go. So this is. We'll do advanced search. This is with Rograk.
I can hang it to you.
Yeah. Would you link it to me?
Yep. There you go.
Cool. I might be able to find cPDH. Actually, because I've got my window set to this right now, so we'll go take a look at this. Because both Matt and I were really excited about the deck and wanted to kind of hear your thoughts on this particular build. And yeah, you want to share a little bit about kind of what your vision was with this deck when you went about to build it?
Yeah, it was basically built around the ramp cards, Culling the Weak, Dark Ritual, Infernal Plunge. I've really been experimenting. One, Rogmod or Rograk is a pet card that I brought into cPDH from cEDH. I love that little bastard. So I've been trying to make him work for a while, and I just kind of threw all the good cards that would make him work. And really, the only deck I see that takes full advantage of his ability to be sacked, quite honestly, is black.
Yeah.
So you have all the sack and ramp cards. You have a whole suite of black card selection with Deadly Dispute, Village Rites, etc. Actually, it might make this easier if you go to my primer. You can see all the... If you go up and go to my primer, you can see...
Oh, I see.
All the different shit that I listed. So that's basically what he's good for. So ramp, draw, we covered, sack fodder if you want to keep your flesh bagger, chain devils around, graveyard fodder. So once you sack him, you can keep him in your graveyard, and then you can just get rid of him with Harvest Pyre, Rotten Reunion, double background activations, which is free because he's obviously 0 cost.
Oh my god, Tavern Brawler is disgusting in this deck.
Yeah.
Wow. And Scion of Philaster too. Damn, I gotta say, Nate, you are consistently cranking out some of the most innovative and, like, frankly disgusting decks. Like, the fact is that this deck has so few tap lands. Like, you have Sulphurous Mire, Rakdos Carnarium, Path of Ancestry, Mortuary Mire, Drossforge Bridge, and Bojuka Bog, and that's it. The rest of it's coming to play untapped. You're moving quick through the deck. You had 7 cards in hand at one point after a Siphon Mind, while also just having, like, Shepherd of Rot, dude. Oh, God. Like, it's beautiful. This is a really cool deck. And I really like this interaction between Rograk and Culling the Weak, Dark Ritual. Like, you're able to deploy a turn 1 Stirring Bard, turn 1 Vicious Battle Rager, turn 1 Thorn of the Black Rose, turn 2 Staunch Throne Guard, and you've got this really explosive value line that looks really similar to Pauper before Initiative was banned, where people were playing like Peat Bog and stuff, like Peat Bog, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual to like play a turn 1 Vicious Battle Rager or Air Cochrane Sneak. And this has a little bit of that vibe. It's like, it's a thing you can do. And Rogue Rack is just enabling that. Very much similar to cEDH in that sense. You have Dark Dabbling here?
Yep.
Okay.
Board wipe.
Yep. This protects you against
That's the
Fire
one
Cannonade.
big thing that'll just wipe me out. Pardon the pun, is board wipes. So
yep.
There's 2 in black, and I obviously play both of them.
Have you considered playing Volatile Claws?
I haven't, just because Pestilence and Crypt Rats and
they're more common.
Storm. Yeah, that's It
that makes
really
sense.
only saves me from 2 cards. I don't know if it's worth it. It could certainly be considered.
I like Will the Nim doing double duty for like sweeping up a gut player, or maybe like a tokens player, while also giving the ability to regenerate all your creatures. That's excellent. Any other tech? Oh yeah, for sure. Anything else here that's notable? We saw there was Harvest Pyre is amazing value in the deck. Have some of the classics. I don't see Grasp of Darkness here. Looks like that could probably come in for Doomblade, unless the double black requirement's too intense.
Yeah, I like Doomblade. Yeah, either or.
Because Doomblade so oftentimes finds itself dead, I notice, with so much black in the format.
Yeah, certainly possible. This deck is far from refined, but I really wanted to experiment a lot with the fast ritual effects, because so often those cards are deemed as not good because they're not a great resource, but just because you're pissing away 2 cards to play another card faster.
Yeah,
if you get out,
depends on what you play.
Or Monarch. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get out Initiative or Monarch quick in turn 2, turn 3, I mean, that's very much worth it, and then that's why there's a lot of card selection to counteract some of those.
I think it's a very creative use of Rogue Rack, and I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do with that card for a while. It's always been in the back of my mind, and I'm really glad to see somebody use it for something. That's really cool. I really like it.
That's great. And there's so many. It's funny because there's even these weird things you could do where like okay, say you don't have Thorn of the Black Rose, Underdark Explorer, Vicious Battle Rager, Crimson Fleet Commodore, something like that. Say you don't have that, you could always just go super hard into like a Siphon Mind, and just get really ahead on cards. You could even go Rogue Rack into. Boy, you could do some weird stuff where you go like Rogue Rack into Lotus Petal, Swamp, Culling the Weak into Ardent Elementalist to get the Culling the Weak back. No, I guess that doesn't get you ahead on board state, does it? But it's just like there's a lot of fucking wild stuff you can do here with that fast mana.
Yeah, the Culling the Weak that game got me. I think I had Tormod out by turn 4, and I already had Monarch on turn 3.
Yeah, Monarch on turn 3 for sure, which would have been so much better if that Cloud of Fairies hadn't been in play. Like, could you imagine, the Cloud of Fairies basically, it's weird, but like turn 3 Monarch in a lot of games is going to mean you're going to draw like 6 cards, or you might never give up the Monarch. Like, it's crazy what an early Monarch can do. Everybody who's played Pauper and 60 card knows that, if they've ever played back before Sinkhole was banned, people would go Peat Bog and then pass, and then they would go Dark Ritual, Peat Bog into Thorn of the Black Rose, snuff out your only threat, and then they would just never give up the Monarch.
Oh god, it was so good.
It was so nasty. It's so nasty. It's funny that this deck sort of, in a lot of ways, mirrors some of the development that you and I have done with the Turbo Initiative decks, where essentially the game plan is turn 3 initiative, right? We've got the Everflowing Chalices, the Dark Rituals. I finally succumbed and played the Dark Ritual, and it's been such an amazing choice in this deck in Passageways here. But basically, that consistent game plan of I want to do this thing and do it fast is kind of what I'm getting. This, it's the vibe that your deck is giving off, is we're here to deploy things fast and early, get a ton of value from them. Rogue Rack's going to allow us to constantly draw cards, off of Costly Plunder, Deadly Dispute, or it's going to ramp us really hard. And I loved the inclusion of Opal Palace, because once you've sacked Roguerack a bunch of times and you play it, it's actually a threat. Like,
yeah,
like it's easy to forget that Roguerack isn't, like, actually does have stuff. First Strike, Menace, Trample. If you play this out with Opal Palace, it's your 4th time casting it. Roguerack costs you 4 mana, and it comes out as a 5/6 First Strike, Trample, Menace. Have you done that yet?
I haven't. The big reason for including Opal Palace is for Tormod to get him out of sweeper range, but
yep.
You could certainly use him for Roguerack as well in a pinch.
Yeah. And then there's a couple of other cards I wanted to point out too that you had indicated on, which was the backgrounds. You had Tavern Brawler.
Card selection.
Yeah, Tavern Brawler. Basically another way to boost up Roguerack, and turn him into a Voltron threat.
Hollister, yep.
And then Sign of Alaster, which basically fuels your Tormod. The other card that just did enormous work that game was Marrow Bonar. That card was so disgusting.
So fucking gross.
Dude, like, what
so much
in the...
better than Relic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's insane. Like, this card goes so hard. This is kind of a must-kill threat in a Tormod deck. Like, it needs to die.
It needed to die a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, wild stuff. Well, dude, thanks for taking a moment to chat with us about your deck and share this amazing thing here. I am going to link this in chat for folks that want to check this out. This is we've got Nate's. What are you calling it? This is what's the Rogue
Rogmod. That's just the easy one to use.
Trogmod?
Rogmod. So
Rogmod. Okay, got it. Cool. Awesome. Well, Nate, thank you so much for spending a little time with us to chat about the game, and well done on your win there.
Thanks, dude.
Yep, you have a good one. Peace out, man.
Yep. Catch you later.
Yep. All right. Well, that is going to be the end of this stream for today. Thank you, everyone who came to join us for this awesome morning of cPDH content with some great players. Thank you, Noyark, for hopping in chat and doing a little co-hosting with me there at the end. Yeah, perfect timing. And thank you to everyone else who stayed in chat here, who took a moment to like and subscribe to the content. Hit that bell icon if you want to see when we're going live. I really appreciate every one of you for coming and joining and supporting what we're doing here. It's been a real pleasure today. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Connoisseurs of Fine Common Cardboard, we're out. Peace.